welcome you all to the round number 10 of LBFF Season 7. I am your captain for the day, Marcelo Ferrantini, and by my side, my co-pilot is tThe, is here to bring you guys all the thrilling emotions, all the thrive that we're seeing from these teams in this week number 10, in this round number 10, week number 4, as we're reaching the third of the competition. How are you doing, Isa?
I'm doing so well, and it's Isa again. I'm here one more time for this amazing round in the LBFF, and of course we are reaching the 10th round. Can you believe it already? We are on the 10th round of the championship.
They're rushing. The competition is rushing.
Yes, and I can't believe how far we've come, but still how many turnarounds we have to happen in the championship yet. We have so much to happen, and of course it's the LBFF, so a lot of surprises might come.
A lot of surprises might come indeed, but some of the certainties are already here to come for you guys to see what we have for this week. And join us, of course, on our social media. Follow us at FF Esports BR in every social media. And if you want to join us on our social medias, I am Marcelo Ferrantini. Isa is Isa13X. Follow us on our social media and join the discussion, because we have to talk about some teams that will be here today fighting for the top of the standings. The standings will be coming on the screen for you guys as soon as possible for us to understand how this picture is right now, but we have some great teams fighting for the top, Isa.
Yes, we have Fluxo before Vivo Cage and Black Dragons Vasco, all with a very small difference. If you come to think about it, the punctuation is very close. So 4 teams that we are to watch today, because they all can reach the top. And of course we have on the other side Netshoes Miners, 00 Nation, especially fighting for a ticket out of the relegation zone.
And we got to see that all 4 teams that are currently in the Access Group Zone, Loud, Nitrox, Real, and 00 Nation, will be here playing today. Some teams fighting to be in the top 12, like God Unidas, Cruzeiro, and Team Liquid. So a lot of battles going on in specific and important regions of the table.
Yes, and let's remember that Loud, Nitrox, and Real are very similar in punctuation. They only have a 3-point difference. So we can see those 3 teams fighting for the top 10, for the top 12 at least, or they can fall to an even worse position of the table charts, but we can see that they have the opportunity today to really make a solid place in the top 12.
And as we look at the top 12, we see that Tropa is really threatened here today. However, they will still be playing tomorrow and on Monday. But today is a day that Tropa probably will sleep outside of the qualifying zone for the finals, outside of the top 12. Liquid is still in a little bit of threat, but Cruzeiro is kind of far from Loud, more than 47 points actually in difference to Loud. So the 2 teams that today are threatened to sleep outside of the qualifying zone are Team Liquid and Tropa. Tropa will not be playing today, so Liquid needs to show what we've been seeing from them the past few weeks.
Yes, and especially the teams that are below Tropa need to have a good performance, because Tropa has already a 15-point advantage, and of course it is not a big advantage, but it still counts. It is 1 good match away from the other team, so the other teams need all of those maps to be good, to be a good punctuation, so that they can be able to make a good difference towards Tropa, because Tropa isn't a team that usually does badly. They usually do good, and if they end up having a very good day in the next couple of days of the LBFF at this week, they are going to really be able to make a place in the top 12 that we are seeing to be very competitive. All the places are being very competitive, and we don't have a clear pattern of teams that are established in the top 12.
And we will have all those 4 teams from the Access Group fighting to be inside, 3 of them with real chances to be inside of the qualifying zone. And of course, all the guys on the chat here today to bring us all the happiness coming from all around the world. We see Juan Brito over here. We see Sepuk Shannon. I'm sorry, I don't know how to read Cyrillic. I'm sorry. We have Ritik Singh over here. Mudassir, always here with us. Hello. Please tell us where you guys are from. And shout outs to Ukraine. Please be safe over there. And join us on this broadcast, and join us also at FF Squad. Join us at ffsquad.com.br and choose the best players that you believe that will be the strongest players for the day, right, Isa?
Yes. Did you forget your FF squad this week, Marcelo?
Yeah. Sorry.
I didn't forget mine because mine is
I
still
forgot.
casted as in the 3rd round.
Oh, so you don't change your FF squad?
Well, I'm keeping some confidence on my players. I think
I
it's
get it.
important. And I'm thinking like kind of probability-wise, if they didn't do well in the last week, they might do now. So if I insist on the same squad at one point, I will make a good punctuation.
And we have here KH from India. We have SR3FF from India. Mudassir from Pakistan. Nice to know that Mudassir is from Pakistan, indeed. And it's great to see you guys from all around the world here with us. And we want to have you more and to build a great Free Fire community around LBFF. But Isa, talking about building communities, we are building battles over here. We're building fights for the top.
Yes.
We're building amazing players that are fighting to be the kill leaders. Do you expect some of those players, like maybe CS today, that has now 68 kills on his hand, to try to go over, to leave Hender and Easy behind? They will also be playing here today. We have Bobs from Magic Squad also playing here today. So from the 5 kill leaders, 4 will be here today in this battle.
Bobs actually won't be playing today, but
Sorry, Bobs won't be playing today.
yes, but probably Eric and Bobs will be bumped into the kill leader charts for other players that are on the groups A or B, but he still will have time. He and Eric will still have time to make their way into the kill leaders. But right now we have Hinder and Easy. Maybe what they should do today, if they want to reach the kill leading position, is try to make that difference between them and CS smaller, because we know unless CS really woke up in a bad day, in the worst day of his life, he won't be past today.
Unless CS is playing with casts on his hand,
Yeah.
on both hands.
He's playing with his feet. But unless that happens, Hinder and Easy probably won't make it past him in the kill leading chart, but they can decrease the difference so that they will be able to pass CS more far along into the championship.
We might see Ousado coming back to that list as
Yes,
well.
yes.
Ousado that is really close to the kill leaders list. He was one of the kill leaders list before the second to last map of last week, so he's really close to Bobs, and it's possible for him to come back once again.
It is possible for him to make a good day and be able to make it into the chart, but especially what counts the most for Ousado to be here in the kill leading chart is if he makes more kills than any of the Black Dragons Vasco players, because then he can pass them and be by the side of his brother CS to be able to dominate the kill leading chart with Fluxo.
Shoutouts to Shaimin Ahmed from Bangladesh, DMT Nur from India. Shaimin Ahmed here saying welcome back for us, and we have Erdin Stream from Indonesia. Shoutouts to Indonesia, and Emotional Nation saying we're the best narrator commentator do.
Oh,
You're just great. And of course, the maps will be played.
that never works.
That never. I'm just too stupid to do this. I don't know how to. Oh my god, I'm too stupid. But the maps are here for you guys to see. We will have the usual rotation with Purgatory, Kalahari, Bermuda, then Purgatory, Kalahari, Bermuda once again. And we have today some teams that perform really well in some of those maps, as Team Liquid in Bermuda and Fluxo in Kalahari. Some of those teams that are thriving in those maps playing here today.
Yes, but of course, our first map will be Purgatory, as you guys are very much used to. And in Purgatory, we have an established dominance of teams like God Unidas,
Yeah.
and before also does really well in Purgatory. So let's check it out, because especially with the new safe zones, we are seeing a different Purgatory. We are seeing a Purgatory that has to be working with slower rotations depending on the safe zone, and that is something that I would like to talk to you a little bit about, because the pattern of the safe zone has changed a lot, and what we expect usually, what we used to expect, is that the maps would determine the team's gameplay style, the team's game style. But right now, what is determining better than the map that they are playing is the safe zone. Especially regarding if the safe zone has closed towards a very far away area from their drop call, or if it's close towards their drop call, and that really determines the game style for the teams.
And this changes the game for teams like before, a team that likes to be in the center of the safe zone since the beginning of the match, and they're having some trouble over there to keep themselves on their best spot. And there we see how this fight for the top is going on. We have before with 4 Buyas and 13 top 3s in position against Fluxo that has only 11 top 3s, 2 Buyas, however 200 kills.
And that is a difference that we see statistically regarding the game style differences between those two teams. We know that Fluxo and B4 are both very strong teams, previous champions. The last champions of the LBFF are Fluxo and B4, and they have a very small difference, but look at how the difference in kills affect the MVPs.
Yeah, we see Cias ahead of Iago. Iago with a possibility to go back to the top of the charts in the kill leaders list. We see Osado and Chinese also close, but you see that every player from Fluxo is overkilling the players from before.
Overkilling, I like that.
Overkilling on their functions.
Yes.
It's really important for us to understand that with those new mechanics for the safe zones, kills are important. Even though before is a team that always takes the center of the safe zones, and we just see that this slaughter that Fluxo is going through, killing everyone they go through, is giving them the edge. It's giving them the edge.
But Fluxo, as we have come to see, and before, are both teams that are very regular in all of the maps. They don't have a bad punctuation or a very big difference between the maps. They are regular teams, and that is so important to be able to perform well on all maps, because you can't have a soft spot for one map if you want to compete in the finals, if you want to keep between the top 12, if you want to dispute the leadership.
And as you said, 2 of the 3 last champions of LBFF, Fluxo and B4, with Vivocade on the middle, they are really impressive, and they are on the sky because they're good to take off. So let's hit the skies, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight R10D1 heading straight to Purgatory. This is your captain Marcelo Ferrantini, and by my side, my co-pilot Isa invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Isa.
And let's hit Purgatory with the most democratic airplane route that I have ever seen. Look at how beautiful this route is. It really it is kind of satisfying how dividing the airplane route is, and all teams will have no trouble getting to their drop calls. And of course, we have Netshoes miners with the blue zone. They are going straight to Lumber Mill, and they will be able to have those extra resources and that extra loot from the blue zone.
Some shoutouts from the Brazilian Twitter community of LBFF, as you see right there. And we have some more people over here participating here with us. Sam, Kiritagena, Anonymous over here as well. David CRZ, and now someone started spamming over here. You don't need to spam, you have space for everyone to participate. But those teams are in a good position right now, and I want to see where the safe zone will come to, and we see Easy taking down Salis to start the day.
Yes, so one more point in eliminations for Easy, who is currently in the competition for the MVP. So Easy right now has 1 point in advantage to his teammate Hender that is right behind him. But we can see that Black Dragons Vasco did this in purpose. They actually went towards the area that Nitrox usually drop calls, that is Ski Lodge, because they wanted to get that elimination probably from a player that would be looting or would be still running towards the Ski Lodge.
And Salles was already brought back by his teammates.
Of course.
Probably some strategic reasons for them to try to get some information on the possible rotation, right?
Yes, and Black Dragon Vasco, with their very predominant call of Mode House, and they are a team that works so well on this drop call. Mode House isn't an easy drop call, although it is good in loot. It is not an easy drop call because it is very, very markable, if so to speak. I don't know if I can say that, but
guardable.
Yes, it is very guardable, and all teams that surround them have the opportunity to aim at them and to be able to kind of make a barrier and keep them inside the island. But they use a good strategy with their loot and with their positioning to not be trapped inside the island, and that is very important. They know their rotations, they know their strategies inside of Mode House. And that is what gives Black Dragons Vasco that chance to be able to make their matches into the Purgatory map.
Shout out to Legend from India. And take a look at this. God has 6 Booyahs in this LBFF, 4 of them in Purgatory. They are the most dominant team in this Purgatory map. And if you think they are despite being the most dominant, they are the ones with the most points. No, you're wrong. Magic Squad is the team with the most points in Purgatory with 155 points in their hands. And if I'm not mistaken, that's almost half of the points exactly. That's almost half of the points that Magic Squad has in this LB. Now we see some possible confrontations going on between B4 and 00 Nation before taking their usual spot on the center of Brasilia, taking it easy, playing it safe and quietly, and using the Hodor strategy, holding the door for the teams that are coming to the center of the safe zone.
Yes, but now B4 has chosen to enter the side of fields, which probably means that the safe zone has surfaced north of the map. So let's see how B4 makes that position and if they are going to choose to make it a rush towards 00 Nation. 00 Nation, that is a team that needs to punctuate better today if they are hoping to get inside the top 12.
They indeed need to, because they are not only outside of the top 12, but they are starting to be threatened by the teams that are on the relegation zone, those two teams that would go straight to Serie B, and they don't want to be one of them. Shoutouts to Unkrayan over here, Sam FF also here. Call your friends. Tell them to join us over here. Share the live, and let's make it a great Free Fire community over here. And now we see the players from 00 Nation indeed by the edge of the fields, by the center of the fields, watching to see if they get some information on the B4 players, because this could become a really ugly confrontation. But up until right now is a really slow start for this Purgatory map. Almost 6 minutes of play and only 1 player killed. That we're getting used to see it, players getting killed on the early beginnings of the match because of strategy.
Yes, of course. We are seeing that happen a lot more because if one player is eliminated, they can always revive him, and they can always take him back to the game, and that is going to be very important for the teams to really risk it early in the match. So Cruzeiro also getting to the field zone, which probably means that the safe zone really has turned to that region. But we know that when you are in the center of the safe zone, it is no good to make a rush or an advance, because the other teams might come and it might become a three-way fight. But look at how Lounge is making their rotation right now. They are right behind Vasco, and they should probably threaten them if they don't get to the hill soon.
And this is a confrontation that has been going on throughout the whole season. those two teams, Loud and Vasco, are having some amazing battles over here. And sometimes, more times than ever, Vasco is taking the best of Loud.
Yes, but look at right now, Team Liquid and Netshoes Miners. They are well into the gas so that they can have the predict of the third safe zone. Right now, they are probably using the radio, the safe zone prediction, so they can really make their way into the safe zone in a better position. But they will need probably some cars to get out of that gas.
And the position where the safe zone close to is really unfavorable for them because they will have to go through a wall of teams that are closing to that northeast region of the map, and it will be almost like going through a minefield.
Yes, but it is very important to say that whichever team chooses the best rotation with their cars will probably be able to take a very good position in the safe zone. But if one of those teams doesn't get that rotation right, they will go back to the lobby very soon in the match.
And now we see that Vasco already has the information on Loud, and they are in a good position. But if they open fire against Loud, Nitrox might join that fight as well. And Nitrox seems to have a higher ground than Vasco. Let's check this out, as the topography of the map shows us who has the advantage. And as you guys are here on the chat, participating here with us, Mr. MVP cheering for Fluxo. We have Kai Hitwari Gaming over here saying he's from India. And Lordu saying you're kind of cute.
Oh, thank you. Kind of. But let's see the map right now. And we are taking a look at how the teams are positioned. We are almost at 10 minutes in the match, and most teams are basically positioned and waiting for the safe zone to really make them get out of their position, because right now they are very comfortable where they are. And look, we are seeing the teams cheering, the fandoms cheering for their respective teams, but Lauji is already trying to get a kill out of Godji.
Juninho went to the floor. Kronos is the one with the aim. He is the sniper for this Loud squad, and probably one of the best snipers of the game. Not only snipers, but supports of the whole game. He is indeed an incredible player. Let's see if he will have a good positioning to fight against Guarunidas, because if they go for the open field, Vasco would be raining all over Loud and Guarunidas.
Yes, and of course, this position that Loud and Guarunidas are taking is very dangerous if the safe zone doesn't shut towards them. If the safe zone gets out and goes back to fields, they are going to have a very hard time getting out of there, because Nitrox and Black Dragons Vasco are upside the hill and will be able to make a perfect positioning with against them, and are going to be able to really aim at them in the best way possible, because the high ground really gives off that advantage.
Now we see the shots coming out from Vasco, as we are going to check out where will the next safe zone be. As we see Netshoes Miners rotating, they are rotating to the same position where before Fluxo and 00 Nation are right now. Good positioning for Vasco and Fluxo in this next safe zone, isn't it?
But look at Nitrox and Vivo Cage. Vivo Cage is getting to the back of Nitrox, behind the hills, where probably Nitrox doesn't expect anyone to come. Ooh.
Let's check this out, because Rick is going after the players from Fluxo, and Vivo Kate is going after Nitrox, as you pointed out. Now, good shots coming out. Cias will take Broilo to the floor as João tries to hold the players from Vivo Kate. Cias with the grenade puts Rick once again to the floor and gets a kill on Broilo. Fak will get fueled over there as Vivo Kate now comes down to try and check this positioning from Nitrox. We see Nando 9 leading the charge. Him and Modestia Dead God is now taking the lead for this Vivo Kate squad, and Cias just destroyed Nitrox. Netshoes, he got 3 kills on this map, and Netshoes Miners go back to the lobby with no points. Once again, no points for Netshoes Miners. What an awful start of the season for those guys. And now we see Vivo K trying to flank the players from Nitrox. General finding the Kobe onto the players of Nitrox. That got him. Modestia now will lead the charge with the help of the grenades from General. Modestia, he jumps in and takes João to the floor. Nice job on the rush, and Vivo K destroys Nitrox once again. Is 2 teams back on the lobby with no points. Netshoes Miners and Nitrox.
And very rough start for Netshoes Miners. That is the current bottom team of the standings. Netshoes Miners, that as we have said before, really needed to make a smart, a very well planned rotation towards the safe zone, because even though they had cars, they weren't able to get past Fluxo, and they probably should have seen it coming.
And now we see Antunes rotating for Real. They will try to go after the players from Cruzeiro. The fight between Loud and Vasco is now happening, and God Unidas is also joining that fight as well. But now we see Real going after Cruzeiro. VM7 will be the one leading the charge. This is a man that changed the picture for this Real squad, and he will try to take Trap to the floor. The rush is on. Trap goes on, tries to hold on himself, and Rush will put VM7 to the floor. Nice trade now by the players of Cruzeiro. R7 will put Triple X to the floor, and now Trap takes Antunes. Now there's only one player to fight for Real, and this was a poor rush, but an amazing defense by this Cruzeiro squad. Japa XL will take Giga to the floor. Amazing job with the AWM. He is the one trying to hold Real still on their feet, but he will not be able to. He takes a kill, but he goes back to the lobby in the 10th position, as we see God Unidas still on the fight, and now taking Loud out of the match in the 9th position. 3 players still up for this God Unidas squad. 8 teams, 28 players in this matchup, as Vivo Kate comes over to try to take Vasco da Gama. They trade kills over there, and now before having to deal with multiple teams, Easy now takes that guy to the floor, and Vasco is the new kill leader. Now before is having to deal with 0-0 Nation, as we see Honey over there trying to find a good spot to help Eric and maybe to take the kills on Jurbinha and Iago. But he's been shot from behind as the last players from this before squad tries to come in. We see R7 taking the kill on Iago, and 0-0 Nation will have to fight against Cruzeiro as well. A triple kill for R7 now puts Cruzeiro in advantage, but Eric brings it back, sending R7 to the floor. Now it's a 2v2 fight, and Trap will get the double takedown with the grenade. Amazing job by Trap, trying to hold on to his name as he did last season on Serie B. Once again, the grenade now taking Eric to the floor, and 1-9 was left with only an inch of life left as Lobato tries to come in, and he will put Honey and 1-9 to the floor. Amazing job by Lobato, and he will go down for the safe zone. So before comes to the lobby in the 7th position. 6 teams, 18 players. This is going to become a mess in this short safe zone.
Yes, Team Liquid with a very good position right now. Also, Black Dragons Vasco making a very interesting positioning. And Cruzeiro is going to have to get out of that position. But Fluxo had a very calm way inside the safe zone up until now.
Chucky takes the 2 players from Cruzeiro and gets some more points for the kill leaders Vasco. We see MTS, the best grenadier in the game probably, trying to take down the players from Fluxo. Look at that, a rain of grenades, 6 grenades from MTS. He will take Fak to the floor. Boot on will take Mike, and Vivo Kate is destroyed by Boot. He gets the shot with the Woodpecker to get the kill. We see now that MTS has Ousado and Cias on the open field. He will try to come down, and Cias will go down to Phoenix. Team Liquid showing up their claws to take those players from Fluxo. Now MTS flanking all the squad from Fluxo. Japa BKR will take Pedro Ares, but he's all by himself to fight. And Team Liquid still has 3 players for this last battle. We see Japa BKR now trying to hold on to Cias, and Cias will go down. Phoenix gets the kill with the AWM as Japa tries to use the Barrett to break the ice over there against MTS. Boot will take Rigby to the floor, and MTS will take Japa to the lobby, as we see Vasco trying to use the grenade launcher. Hander, if you hit that shot, my man, I would say you're a god.
8 kills for the Black Dragons Vasco team already, Marcelo.
Maybe 9 right now, because Easy found Phoenix and got the 9th kill for this squad, as we see Team Liquid coming with the motorcycle in the Akira style to go for this fight, and Boot will go to the floor. Vasco trying to dominate this fight as Lemo goes over and tries to take MTS, the last remaining player from Team Liquid. But God Unidas is also flanking the players from Vasco, and they could be in a problem if they take too much attention on MTS. MTS is taking damage from the safe zone. Lando tries to come in, and Chucky will go down with Lando. Now Hander will have to hold on. It's a 3v2 fight, but now Miguel goes to the floor, and it's a 2v1. Hander has the advantage against Rigby, who is trying to come over. Now the shots coming out. Hander has a side of them, and he will get the kill. So it's a boo! Yeah, Black Dragons Vasco! They start the day trying to take back the place where they had on top. They came strong, they came aggressive, took some kills, and went to the end of the game with all 4 players still on their feet to get that booyah, Isa.
Black Dragons Vasco getting their first booyah in the Purgatory map, and they are doing so well on this map that usually was their soft spot. Black Dragons Vasco usually didn't have a good performance up until now in the championship in the map of Purgatory, but making their booyah with a lot of eliminations, and my guess is they took the leadership, Marcelo.
They might have gone over some of the teams, and we have to check out the highlights of the game for us to confirm the points, because those were some incredible points for this Black Dragons Vasco squad to open up the day and to start their run towards the top. But we gotta see also how many points Fluxo had, because they were up until the end of the game. They were down in the 4th position, and we gotta check out the highlights. Vasco with 26 points.
Oh, and look at Easy, that is battling for the MVP, 5 kills, while Cias, if I'm not wrong, only had 3. So Easy taking a 2-point difference towards the MVP, and Team Liquid also performing very well, starting off the day well. God, you need this, also starting the day well, even though they were so far away from their usual drop call. So all the teams that are in the top 6 of the punctuation in this charts are pretty close in punctuation, except for Black Dragons Vasco that has made 26 points in one single match of the day,
taking 15 points of difference to Fluxo. 15 points now back for Vasco in the run for the top, but more on to B4, because B4 is now currently the 2nd position team on the table, and Vasco will get even closer to them. Vivocade with 10 points. All the teams in the top 6 in the first half of the table with more than 10 points, isn't it?
Yes, and we are soon to be able to check out the second part of the punctuation charts, of course, before with 8 points, which is not bad for a safe zone that didn't favor them so much. It is not bad. They were able to count on eliminations, but let's look at how Nitrox and Netshoes, Miners, and Loudgy had very bad performance. Those bottom 5 actually teams in the punctuation charts are all teams that needed a punctuation, a good punctuation, because they are not very comfortable in the standings.
But you know who needs to get comfortable right now? Both of us, because we still have 5 more maps to bring you guys, and we'll go for a quick break, and we'll be right back with the standings and the second map of the day. We are back live to bring you guys the emotions of the first Kalahari map of the day as we're heading to the desert. But first, we got to head to the standings. So our beautiful caster here, Isa, has the opportunity to analyze it.
Yes, we see Black Dragons Vasco really closing up to Fluxo and before only 3-point difference. But look at how the kill difference is from Black Dragons Vasco and before. Black Dragons Vasco makes a lot more eliminations, which is counting a lot for their punctuation. But we have as well Vivo Cage approaching God Unidas, being able to not make a perfect match, but still a good one above the average. And our bottom part of the standings remain unchanged.
But I want to point out the difference between those three teams on the top. To Fluxo for BD Vasco, only 8 points separating the top 3 teams on the table. Impressive balance in this season, as we see Metagaming also really close to that spot, and they will not be playing here today. Vivo Kate really close now, only 8 points between them and Vasco, which means that it's only the difference between Vivo Kate and Fluxo is only 16 points, which can be taken out in a single drop.
Yes, but you know what's more interesting about today for me is that Black Dragons Vasco is usually a team that start off really badly. They usually, in the first matches of the day, they never do well. We have seen Black Dragons Vasco making amazing comebacks throughout the weeks, but usually in their first maps, they make 2, 3, 4 points, a bad average of points, and now they are starting off the day with the Booyah, which means you better watch out for Black Dragons Vasco today, because if they started off well, what will we say will happen next?
They might go for an impressive day here today, indeed, as we have here Zenden Fernandes cheering for Vivo Kate, Titan over here saying some stuff about some teams here that are not the teams that he likes to cheer for.
Oh my
He uses
God.
the L behind his name, so we know who he cheers for. And we have Mudasir cheering that Fluxo is still on top. However, some of those teams are trying to get to that top, and this is going to be an incredible fight. And you know what, Isa? The engines are already rolling for us to see it from above, for us to see it from the plane. Are you ready to take off, Isa?
I am ready to take off, Marcelo.
Because my control tower is here, asking for my commands, asking for my fuel to see if my fuel is working well, if the engines are working well, because we're clear to take off, so let's hit the skies! Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight R10D2 heading straight to Kalahari. This is your captain Marcelo Ferrantini, and by my side my co-pilot Isa invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Isa!
Time to drop, and this time the pilot wasn't so fair as he was in Purgatory. Of course, Prison being the blue zone, favoring Team Liquid, and we have a lot of teams that usually stand out in Purgatory. We are bringing the first Purgatory of the week, and I am hoping to see what changes in this map.
I'm sorry, there was a bubble of vacuum. I had to shift the plane to the side. It was not that democratic, but it was because of the weather conditions of the desert. You know that the air pressure changes, and I had to go a little bit to the side to ensure the safety of all the players. And who is not trying to ensure no safety are the players itself onto the other teams that are going after them. They don't want to think about safety. They want to think about kills and points to get to the top of the table, as we see Vasco taking the Council Hall from Netshoes Miners. They literally opened up that for Vasco, and this shows that this domination that Vasco is getting is not only on the table, but on the psychological aspect of the game.
Yes, and Black Dragons Vasco is a team that is surprisingly and refreshingly comfortable with the A series. They haven't felt a big difference, and that is so good to see how they are being able to adapt to this new game style, and they are adapting so well because we are seeing them competing directly for the leadership. And of course, we have 2 minutes in the match. No one this time chose to look for early on eliminations, for drop call eliminations, and of course we are having the teams making their loot, but in the next minute or so we are going to start seeing rotations because the safe zones are shrinking fast and no one wants to stay behind.
Shoutouts to Anura Kodichiwako over here from Sri Lanka. Nice to have people from Sri Lanka over here as well. And we see that Fluxo is going for the usual drop call in Ruins. No teams fighting, as Isa said, trying to get the drop call kills. But no teams also daring to go with the player to understand and to get some information on the rotation. Isa, what brings them to a more blind run in this early stages of a crowded Kalahari map. We know that Kalahari is a smaller map, which seems wide because of the whole open field scenario that has with the map, but it's still a small map that gets crowded if there is no early confrontations.
Yes, and we are seeing slower Kalaharis in this split of the LBFF than we were used to see, because when Kalahari was a newer map, we used to see the teams really making confrontations earlier on the match, but right now most of the squads are making their way into their positions, and Lauji, of course, is taking this usual region that is the most common rotation for Lauji to make in the Kalahari map. They take up the favelas and they stay there, making their marks and really being able to keep a vision of everyone else, because that area used to be a favorite spot of the safe zone up until the past splits. But right now we know that Kalahari is changing, the safe zones are changing, and Lauji might take ahead from that change with their past positions.
And now we have all this positioning, and the first takedown of the game comes from Shinase onto Honey, trying to take down from the top down some kills before once again we know that there are two things that are certain in life: that someday we're all gonna die, and that before we'll be in the refinery.
Yes, that is true. Before making a dominance for seasons and seasons in a row for the region of refinery, and it is working out so well for them. But as we have discussed, making the same strategies for season after season might be good, but might be very bad for them if we get close to the end of the championship and some teams choose to really pressure them.
Now we see some of the danger that oh my god, some dangers that the danger zone bring to the game, and now all the teams are safe because the danger zone didn't take anyone out. And we see Iswan saying that he's from Malaysia and he loves you. We have Carlos over here cheering for Loud as well. And please don't forget to shout out to your friends, to share the broadcast with your friends. Let's build this amazing community towards Free Fire, towards Brazilian Free Fire. And it's incredible to have you guys here as well. But some slow start once again. We had a slow starting Purgatory map. Now this Kalahari map once again starting slow. Teams are trying to play more strategically, and we once again have this God Unidas squad positioned by the edge of the refinery. This is becoming we're getting to a moment of the season where the teams already know what the other teams are doing.
Yes, but what really surprises me about how slow this map is that we haven't had any early eliminations, even for revived players. And we have seen that we are reaching 7 minutes in the match, and that is probably one of the slowest matches that we have had in the entire championship, because even though we had crowded maps, we always used to have an early on elimination. Even if the player was revived, we had an elimination happening in the first 5 minutes of the match. But right now, all teams are positioned, and look at how far apart they are from each other. Aside from before and God Unidas, no team is close to each other, and no one seems to want any kind of confrontation.
Let's check this smaller safe zone now, being really good for Netshoes miners.
And Loud
also, and Flux with good positionings. This is the second safe zone that shrinks like crazy, because the first safe zone is now, with the changes, a bigger safe zone, and it closes faster, and the second one is really smaller. So that will force a lot of battles in the next 2 or 3 minutes, isn't it?
Yes, and of course we are seeing Black Dragons Vasco making a slow rotation. They are probably going to get inside the safe zone or go after eliminations and make a strategic rush in some kind of position. But most teams are already in houses, in buildings, and they are making their proper targets to be able to guard their positioning. But right now the safe zone is going to start to shrink, and the teams that have made a slower rotation will need to make way to make space inside of the safe zone.
We forgot to do something really important, and I'm gonna bring you a new condition here today.
Oh.
Who are you betting for?
Oh, I didn't remember that. Who am I betting for this match?
For this match.
I'm going with
And-
Loud.
Loud. Okay, I'm betting on Fluxo.
Oh my god, my bad.
And let's check out this bet right now. And Vasco once again going after the players from Loud. The second map in a row that Vasco is trying to take down the players from Vasco. We see Hender rotating. Some damage dealt to Lost over there, but Chucky puts Lost to the floor, but Kawan gets the kill on Hender, an important player. Hender gets down and Kronos will get easy to the floor. Now Loud has the advantage on a 3v2 fight against those two players from Vasco. Let's see if Chucky can get one player down. Noda will get Chucky to the floor and then Len will go down. So Vasco from Booyah to bottom Vasco.
And I think that I gave a lot of luck for Loud that made an incredible rush that we haven't seen so far from Loud. They were able to defend their position very well. And Black Dragons Vasco, a really strong team, falling on the hands of one of the teams that are struggling to get into the top 12.
And you remember I said that we will have different criteria here. The bet is, if I get it right, you will put one of your codes here. If you get it right, I will put one of my codes here on the chat.
I am only going to bet with you if you stop making the safest bets in the world, because you always choose the teams that are really the most likely, and that's no fun.
I just bet on Flux because of the positioning.
So you need to
want me
bet
to
on
change
something
my-
that's going to surprise.
You want me to surprise you?
Yes.
I'm betting on Team Liquid. Let's see
'Kay,
how
good.
Cruzeiro. It's Liquid against Loud. Let's see how Cruzeiro will fare off against Vivocade. This fight is going on, and Team Liquid is also getting close in that region of playground. Some grenades now from Trap, trying to take down MTS. He takes a little damage, but not enough for it to take him down. We see that this might become a triple team fight, but the safe zone is once again closing to the other side, and we see some shots from the grenade launcher of Pedro, the mini grenade launcher from Pedro. The hand cannon over there trying to take down the players from Cruzeiro, but he was not able to find it on the spot. Now we see Phoenix over there trying to take the aim on Giga. Nice shot by Phoenix, taking half of Giga's life. And some grenades from MTS to try to force the players from Cruzeiro to the side. It's working. Now he has a good positioning to try and get this last grenade, as Cruzeiro will be forced out by Boot. Modestia will put Phoenix to the floor. It's a triple team fight while MTS tries to hold the players from Vivocade, and Phoenix will go to the floor. We see that Team Liquid will have to retreat and find a better way to fight this battle. That God once again rotating, trying to go for the best position, and 0-0 Nation goes down on the hands of Nat Schulzmeiners. They had a great positioning to try to take this Booyah. Let's see if Trap will be the one leading this rush for Cruzeiro, and it's important for Nat Schulzmeiners to try to go for the Booyah because they are the only team still with no Booyahs in the season. And you guys watching, bring your friends in. There will be codes on the chat if me or Isa guess right which team will win. Let's check this out. I'm bringing my codes out. I'm bringing my codes out. I'm telling you so. She didn't pay for the codes last week. Now we see Giga taking that guy to the floor. Cruzeiro might be trying to get some points, and they, not knowing, are saving Team Liquid from this battle. General will put Rush to the floor. We see Vivocade trying to turn this around while General holds the player from Cruzeiro. That guy is there. Modestia is there. Healing Nando 9. Grenades out from General. He's a great grenadier as well. We see the first player from Cruzeiro going down. His trap rush goes down as well, and R7 is still in sight of the gas. Modestia now gets aim on R7 and is trying to get some shots out, but some damage came and he was forced to move. Now Team Liquid is in a great position to contest this rotation from Vivocade. Modestia already saw the players from Team Liquid, and this battle will go on once again. Now Team Liquid is outside of the gas while Vivocade tries to come in, but Modestia puts Pedro Ares to the floor. Nando9 goes down, and Team Liquid goes straight to the lobby by a great grenade by General, and Vivocade gets the kills, and now they will be able to hold Cruzeiro all by themselves. And now B4 goes after the players from God Unidas. Modestia gets the quadra kill. Juninho XL is on the floor while Mike is trying to hold himself alive. He will not be able to, and God Unidas will go down because Salles found Miguel with the car and got the kill. 17 still up, 26 players. Airs Loud goes for the kills onto Vivocade. We see General going to the floor. Now a good moment for Loud to fight against Vivocade, while we see Japa BKR forcing some players of Real to get some cover, and they take a good position in the center of the safe zone. Why didn't you let me bet on Fluxo?
Because it is the safest bet, and that's no fun.
But I'm betting smart.
No, but it's no fun. You need to bet on a team that's going to surprise. Like Loud, like Real, like Netshoes Miners. Netshoes Miners would have been a good bet, but, well, they are not so good right now because they are outside of the safe zone. But we are seeing some teams very well positioned, like B4 and Fluxo. Did Fluxo catch the fact that B4 is right behind them?
I don't believe so, because they are fighting full on against Nitrox. The player went down, and Prozin once again goes down. Fluxo getting some kills. Look at Cias working the sniper rifles. Look at what this man can do. He can rush, he can grenade, he can sniper. What can't Cias do? This is an important question. What can't Cias do?
Yes, the master of Brazilian Free Fire right now giving a show of his snipers, while all the other teams have to go towards B4 and Fluxo that hold the best position.
And now B4 just destroyed Netshoes Miners with a great grenade launcher shot by Jubinha, getting the whole squad wipe on Netshoes Miners that go down on the 7th position. Still a better position than what they had in Purgatory. No points in the 12th position. Now we see Loud trying to get over onto the players of Vivocade and Fluxo. We see Ousado now. Nice shot by Ousado, putting Nando9 to the floor. An amazing capa by Ousado, putting the sniper for this Vivocade squad to the floor. Now B4 is below Fluxo, and it seems that Fluxo is still not aware of that. Let's see how those two teams will fare off. Probably the teams that will be fighting up until the end of the game, both with four players still on their feet, as we see how edging the safe zone, because they know that they will be in trouble to fighting with only 3 players.
Yes, and Real making their way into the end game. Even if they are halved, they aren't in the best position. They still make their way into the end game, and that is a strategic characteristic.
Important point, no players were revived in this match.
Are you sure?
No players were
can't
revived in
believe
this
that.
match. Let's check this out, because Loud is trying to rush, and they just lost 2 players in a blink of an eye, and now Kronos is on the floor. There's only Noda fighting for Loud. In the blink of an eye, Loud was destroyed. Modestia goes to the floor. There's only Nando9 fighting, and Fluxo gets 1 more kill for them. We see B4 trying to rotate 2 players still with low health, while Japa tries to get some information from below. It seems that now Fluxo got the awareness, and Iago will take some shots, while Salles tries to keep Nitrox alive. Not anymore. Nitrox just goes down with an amazing grenade, and Cias is trying to grenade the players from Real. He found some shots out, dealt some damage to VM7. Now another nice grenade, and he puts Triple X to the floor. He will go for 1 more, and he will probably take 2 players down. Look at what Cias is doing. This man is unbelievable. Now Real will have some time to put their players back on their feet, because Cias has no grenades left on his hands. Now he will go for the shots. He will take Iago to the floor, and Chinese starts running like a crazy cockroach over there to try to save his teammates. He puts Iago back on his feet, and Japa XL will go to the floor. Japa BKR holding on. It's a fight between Japas. Now Antunes leads the rush, and he will go down. VM7 goes down as well. Fluxo getting the kills. Japa BKR with 4, Ousado with 2. Now Fluxo amassing a huge number of kills and going after the players from before. Let's see what will happen. Ousado puts, it was Lobato to the floor. Chinese is over there trying to hold on, and he puts Ousado to the floor, Jubinha also goes down, and Java Piquer comes in with a rush, and incredible rush by Fluxo, and it's a boo! Yeah, Fluxo! You guys just lost the code because Isa didn't allow me to bet for Fluxo, but the leaders are back on the top of the standings, and they get amazing 11 kills to go with the 12 points of the Booyah, Isa.
Yes, and the most interesting thing about this match is that before that was also the runner-up for the leadership, also did very well, so still a very strong battle for the leadership, and we can see that Fluxo, Marcelo's old bet, but unfortunately he let me get into his mind, and of course I am an amazing strategic player, so I got into his mind and I made him change his bet. But
I'm playing for you guys. I am playing
defense.
for you guys. You guys. And you still prefer her. Now we see the points confirmation with Fluxo before, 18 points for before, and also good match for before, and Loud getting 12 points.
Yes, Loud making a better match. Still not a good average overall with the bad match they had in Purgatory. Real making their way into the end game, and Vivo Cage got 11 points, and Nitrox 9 points.
Good job by Nitrox, trying to open up some distance between them and the teams on the relegation zone, and we will get to see the second page that will show us Netshoes miners. It is something that I really want to see, because they went with no points on the first map of the day, now 8, which averages them at 4 points per map. It's still not a good run.
Yes, and look, Netshoes Miners got Unidas with only 3 points. Team Liquid, we have the bottom 5 making a very bad punctuation. All of them. Black Dragons Vasco, unfortunately, wasn't able to fit into this match. They chose to make a rush towards Loud, and they weren't able to get the victory of the confrontation. But of course, they still have a good average for the day, and they still have 4 matches to make their impressive day that we were talking about. But 0-0 Nation once again in a bad position, and they don't have so much time to get a better average.
And this match will change things on the top of the tables. We know that before is going after what Vasco took from them in the first map of the day, and those standings are now starting to become really crazy, and 2 teams from the top of the standings getting the 2 Booyahs to begin the day. This is probably the most disputed season on the top of the standings for the past, I don't know, 2 years.
Yes, of course. We are having a very competitive season, and the standings are here to prove it. We have Black Dragons, Vivo Cage, very close in punctuation, but Fluxo is having a big difference towards the top 3. We have Big 4 and Fluxo competing for the leadership, but Fluxo already has almost a 30-point difference to the top 3, which is a good difference, especially considering that they all have the same amount of matches.
And it's impressive to see that despite teams getting close to Fluxo, no one was able to take the lead from them for the past, I don't know, 3 weeks. They finished week 2 1 point ahead of Vasco. They finished week 3 1 point ahead of before, and no one takes the lead from Fluxo.
Yes, Fluxo really establishing their leadership, while on the other side of the standings we have Real being able to overcome Nitrox, and they are very close to Loud still. They might be able to pass Loud, but for them to open up a big margin towards Tropa, it's going to be very hard.
And it's important to see that one of those teams will indeed go to the top 12, because Tropa is only 1 point ahead of Loud right now. So it's unimaginable that Loud will go 4 maps with no points.
Yes.
And it's unimaginable to think that that Real will go 4 matches with no 12 points. So Tropa will be outside of the top 12 here today, but they will still have 2 days to play. However, we're heading to a Bermuda map where some teams that are on the middle of the table are dominating. We have one of them on the top, which is Vivo Cade. They always dominate in Bermuda. However, we still have Team Liquid, a team that performs really well in Bermuda. We have Nitrox, a team that goes well in Bermuda as well. So this is going to be a map that probably won't be taken by the teams on the top.
Yes, we have Black Dragon Vasco that also does very good matches in Bermuda. We have teams that are most experienced doing better on that map, but I am hoping for surprises. As we always do, we like to see the teams that are on the bottom of the table going up, making the competitiveness of the championship even more strong, even stronger. And we are going to see right now if those teams, those veteran teams, are going to be able to make their way into the top of the Bermuda charts. So let's see, because this is the third map of the day, and of course we are going to finish off the first half of the day.
And as you pointed out, Vasco, the team with the most points in Bermuda for the season. Team Liquid, the second one. And between the teams playing today, the two teams that comes after them are B4 and Fluxo. So we might have a double booyah coming up from Vasco or from Fluxo, but we also might have Team Liquid trying to get their points on the score that they so desperately need to reaffirm themselves into the top 12. However, I was going to ask you that. I was really going to ask you that. Bet, which is your bet?
I'm gonna go for a double booyah for Black Dragon Vasco.
Double booyah from BD Vasco. I'm going with a bold one. I'm betting on Cruzeiro, and we're going to watch it from the top down because we're clear to take off. No, not cleared. We're clear
oh my god, my heart just went up and
now
down.
We're clear to take off, so let's hit the skies! Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight R10D3 heading straight to Bermuda. This is your captain Marcelo Ferrantini, and right by my side, my co-pilot Isa invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten our board, because it's time to drop, Isa!
Time to drop, and as always, in this confrontation of groups, we usually have Cruzeiro and Fluxo disputing the call of Pique, but Cruzeiro seems to not be heading to Pique for the first time in this season of the LBFF.
They just destroyed my bet. I was betting on them because they were going to go to Pique.
Well, let's see if they are going to still be able to make your bet, because they are in the region of Hangar and Fluxo is once again alone in Pique, which is interesting to see because Cruzeiro didn't actually lost any confrontation in the side of Pique, but look at in the other side of the map, Nitrox is already taken down before.
Going after before in the factory and getting the first takedown, but the first blood goes to Chinês onto Romeo. João will put Jubinha to sleep, will put him to the floor, and Lobato will go back to the lobby. Now Nitrox in an advantage into this fight, but they choose to take off. It seems that they will not fight, as we see Prozin going after Chinês over there. He sees, he gets the information, and now he rotates once again back inside of the factory. He will go over, and Iago will take him down. Two former teammates going at each other. Now we see Nitrox trying to take some information on Iago and Chinês. João is leading. Salles has the grenades. He uses the ice to protect himself. Iago uses another ice to create an S over there. The letter S, not what you're thinking, but we have João putting him down, and now Chinês will have to take off. Chinês will have to take off. João heard it, and he tried to go over, but Chinês just went away. The factory is Nitrox's, but they will be outside of the safe zone, isn't it?
Yes, and Nitrox will have to get the loot to revive their companions, and before wasn't able to get on foot to their drop call, that is Clock Tower. They weren't able to get there because of the airplane route and ended up in this confrontation with Nitrox. But right now, maybe the remaining survivor for before will be able to save his teammates and put before once again back to the game.
Cross is over here saying it's too good to be Fluxo. Shout outs to ourselves. Anug Rai over here, and Sean saying he's with Loud and asking for respect because we're the pilots over here. And some records. Vivo and before are the two first teams to get to 450 drops in the history of LBFF, happening right here in this map.
450 drops. That means that they have played at least like how many hours, considering that one match is approximately 15 minutes? How many
Just-
hours of LBFF?
That would be 15 minutes, 115, 6,000, approximately 6,500 hours.
6,750
I was really close.
hours playing LBFF, not Free Fire, but only the LBFF.
Not hours, minutes. That's
Yeah,
the count on
sorry.
minutes.
Oh.
Cut it by 60, it would be
112
hours.
Yes. You pretended that you were guessing it. I know you did.
I am good at math.
112 hours playing the LBFF.
The LBFF. From those two teams, amazing history those two teams are building. Before started as a guild and became one of the biggest teams in Brazilian Free Fire, the current champions of LBFF, and Vivocade, a huge organization in Brazilian esports. The former Cade Stars, now partnered with Vivo, one of the greatest communication companies here in Brazil, becoming an amazing team and making history in LB. And look at Trap. Look at Trap getting the shot on 1-9, forcing 1-9 to get desperate and to see the death coming to him. He just waited for the death. And he went down by the grenades. R7 getting Nicholas over there. Honey will put R7 to the floor. And Trap will try to cover for his teammate not to be killed. And he will be able to. 0-0 Nation once again. 0-0 points for them. 0-0 on Kalahari and Bermuda. And Cruzeiro getting the 4 kills and getting you guys closer to a code.
The situation is getting more and more complicated for 0-0 Nation, while Cruzeiro is already up with 4 eliminations, and we have 5 minutes into the match. We have had 2 confrontations up until now, and I didn't catch any of the players in before or Nitrox saving the other ones. Did you see it?
No, I didn't. And we see the challenges for the players going on. They have to say all the players that starts with the letter G. Dead God.
Oh,
G3. G3 is not playing here in Serie
yeah, but
this season.
he's in the list.
But no, it had to be Serie A.
But he's in the list for Trop in the A series.
Oh yeah, he's still
Dead God D3.
That got D3. Oh my God, that's hard. D
I can't
is
think
hard.
anyone else with a D.
That's hard. D is hard.
With a D. Oh my God, I really can't think of anyone else, and I know all of those players.
Oh my God, that's really tough. D is really tough. That got D3. Duz is still casted by one of the team. No, Duz is playing for the Serie B. Duz is playing Serie B.
Well, we have time to think about that because right now Fluxo is going at Goji, and Goji Unidas is actually on the water, which is an easy elimination. Let's see if Fluxo is able to guarantee those eliminations because they seem to be marking, to be really aiming at Goji Unidas on purpose. They were on that region to make sure that Goji Unidas weren't able to get out of Sentosa.
And they will take a lot of damage because of that. They will delay that rotation and they will be deprived of looting that region. Good move by Flux right now. Shoutouts to Tio Phantasma over here. Professor Tech Gamers saying he is watching his Vasco here in English, even though he is not understanding the thing. Shoutouts. Abraço, professor. And Mamba37 is over here saying that more than 59% of the audience is Indian. I don't know how he get to that number. 59%. It's really specific. 59 is too specific.
Well, great statistics for him because I don't know how reliable they are, but
that's not actually
that's not important.
reliable.
Okay, it's not important.
Not important nor reliable. However, it's still great to have everyone from India over here. Dark Souls we see here participating here with us on the chat. Drizzy is playing 3B. No, Drizzy is in Liberty. He's in the Liberty squad. Nice job, Drizzy. And now we have João rotating. He will try to go over Chinese. He goes for the ice, and Chinese is trying to revive his teammates, and he will go to the floor. João gets the kill, but it seems that Chinese got the revive.
Oh my God.
No, it was Nitrox. They stole the revive from Chinese.
And look, we are seeing both of those teams again confronting each other because before Nitrox were both in the region of Factory and they were both right now in this unexpected place in the map, but Nitrox is able to keep up in the match with 4 eliminations on top of the before team. And let's see how they get to the safe zone, because the safe zone is completely towards the north of the map. It's gone towards Shipyard, and that is good news for 2 teams. Black Dragons Vasco and Loud.
Amazingly good for both of those teams. We have Mudassir over here. We have Viners of CTG saying love from Bangladesh and cheering for Fluxo. Mr. Joker, also from India here. We have Dark Souls, who is from India but live in England. And we have A over here. We have Vince saying love from North American server. Welcome you guys from North America. Bring you guys in. Let's build this community around Brazilian Free Fire and around Free Fire in general. Let's discuss Free Fire. Let's respectfully discuss Free Fire over here and make it a safe place for us who enjoy Free Fire and who don't want to fight.
Of course. And now let's check out that romantic trip in the motorcycle for Field and Atividade. But look, Bud is already taking down Rigby on the other side of the map.
They are taking down, and you can hear the music saying, started when we were younger, yes. You were my boo. You can hear the song playing on the motorcycle. And now we have General over there healing a little bit because Vivocade will have to go
for... Myers going straight for Fluxo once again.
Straight for Fluxo once again. It seems that they choose to rotate towards Fluxo, and Vivocade will have to hold on to their position because they are centered on the safe zone. We see Cruzeiro in a good position back at Tulishwa with a good rotation path for them with no challenges towards the safe zone, and Netshoes Miners will have to go through Fluxo. However, Fluxo seems to be rotating to Bimazak, and they will go after the players from Nitrox.
Yes, of course, Fluxo with a great position. Bimazaki is a great place to be inside of the safe zone. And it is also a crowded region because a lot of teams can take up position in that city at once.
And now we see that Fluxo is trapping the whole squad from Real Japa. BKR making it count, getting 2 kills with the grenade launcher. He probably blew the car. Amazing job by Japa BKR getting 2 kills. He is leading the kills here today with now 7 takedowns for Japa BKR, leading the kills in the day.
And interesting that Japa BKR, even though he doesn't get charge of the grenades, he still gets the grenade launcher. Usually the player that uses the grenades, that is CS, would get to the grenade launcher, but look, he didn't.
Maybe because they trust CS so much that they leave CS with an assault rifle and the grenades and leave Japa BKR, who is a natural born killer, with a grenade launcher to amass some more kills. Now we see Ousado trying to rush down Triple X over there. He uses the CR7, he uses the Chrono, and Salis will take CS to the floor. Now Nitrox brings this fight back. It's a 4v2v2 fight actually. Nitrox with 2 kills. They still have all 4 players. They help Real to get back into the fight.
Nitrox saved Real's life.
Saved Real's life, and not only that, but put Real in conditions to fight, as we see Team Liquid going after the players from God Unidas as well. And João now rotates inside of the house with the help of Salis. Nitrox with 6 kills on their hands. They destroyed before, and now they're going after Fluxo. The 2 teams on the top of the table falling to the hands of Nitrox. Amazing game by Nitrox up until right now, and MTS taking Mike to the floor with a grenade, trying to take some more grenades out to bring him to the floor, and he gets Rigby. But will get Mike, and Gadonidas just disappeared on the hands of Liquid. Now we see Netshoes Miners going after Cruzeiro, but it seems that Cruzeiro started better in this fight and put 2 players down. Now 3 Netshoes Miners were destroyed. Amazing job by Cruzeiro, 8 kills for them.
Loud getting closely towards them in purpose.
In purpose, they are still trying to heal. They are short on resources after the fight, and the grenades are coming in from Loud, from Kawan, onto the heads of the players of Cruzeiro. Now we see Lost and Kawan rushing, and Cruzeiro will have to deal with that. Grenades bouncing and bumping onto the players of Cruzeiro. Lost is the one leading the charge. He will try to use the protection that was left by the Cruzeiro players, the ice, the boxes, to keep himself alive. Some grenades coming up from the Cruzeiro players. We see Trap using the grenades. He has a Groza on his hands, which is a dangerous weapon, but Kronos has the AWM, and he is dangerous. Not only the weapon, but Kronos is dangerous, and he will try to take down the players from Cruzeiro. They have to go uphill, and that will be dangerous. Giga takes an amazing shot by Kronos, 150 damage onto him. We see now Giga patching up, and Loud will be rushing, taking down the player who is rushed, but nice grenade launcher shot by Trap. Now putting down one player from Loud. We see Kawan getting the kill on Rush, and now it's a 3v3 fight. R7 will put Noda to the floor. Nice job by Cruzeiro holding themselves up. They will get the kill, but Kronos makes this fight once again at 2v2, and look at Lost going strong against R7 as Fluxo goes back to the lobby, and Loud tries to hold Cruzeiro away of this match. We see Trap and Giga leaving the region and leaving R7 to die because they can't help him over there. Now it's a 3v2 fight favoring Loud, and Kronos is on the run as well. Trap will go down. There's only Giga to fight for Cruzeiro. We see Vasco getting some kills onto the players of Team Liquid. And before he's joining that fight between Cruzeiro and Loud, Giga went to the gas. He's playing by the gas, and Kawan is rushing, trying to take Chupinha down, the last player from before. And they will go down on the hands of Kawan. Now Loud has 4 kills and an open path to go for the center of the safe zone, is it?
Yes, of course, Vivo Cage holds the best position, but Loud still has a good position. And look at the teams that are getting out of Bimazaki.
Let's check out the rotation, because Vivo Cage is now holding on the players from... It was Nitrox. Loud now takes the last kill on Giga. And now there's only 3 teams in this last battle. Vivo Cage, we have Vasco, and we have Loud. Your bet is still up, Isa. Your bet is still up, and Vasco has the 4 players to go for this last fight. But Nando9 has an AWM, and he has Evil Intense on his hands as well. He puts the first player down for this Vasco squad. He tries now to take Leno from behind off the ice. And Loud opening up 2 players. Lost to a side, Kawan to the other. Playing with the spread onto themselves. Let's see if Vivo Cade will make good use of that coverage. They have the best positioning right now, and they will fight against Vasco as they try to rotate. Chucky takes a lot of damage, but that guy is not able to take him down. Now Vasco using the negative to probably go and rush Vivo Cage from behind. Let's see if that will happen. We see General waiting for them with the grenades. More grenade launcher shots, and Chucky goes to the floor. One more grenade onto the hands of General. He tries to take Hender as well, who is rotating. Vivo Cage in a great positioning, taking down the players from Vasco. Hender went to the floor, and they know they still have to fight against Loud. We see Nando9 opening up for some shots, and the grenades are coming in. Leno will go down. General also puts Easy to the floor. Nice job by General rotating, dealing with Hender over there, and Hender will try to put him down, but the advantage is all on Vivo Cade's hand, and they take down Vasco. They can go for the top, Isa. They can aim the top of the table. They could be the first team to take Fluxo out of the top. Lost will put Modestia to the floor. He gets the kill on Modestia to 3v2, and that guy will get a Kappa. Nice Kappa by that guy, taking Lost to the floor. It's only K1 to fight for Loud. The jumps in are coming from Nando. He breaks the ice with the Skylar skill, and now he has a Mag 7 on the hands of K1. K1 tries to hold on himself, and he will not be able to. So it's a boo! Yeah, Vivo Cage! They won the lead, and they made it possible with a safe, easy, and calm game, holding their spot, their good spot up until the end, and taking down team after team after team. Is a
wonderful booyah for Vivo Cage, really being able to work their positioning. They had the best position in the safe zone. They weren't as we say in Brazil, afobados. They were able to make their time to keep their position and not rush towards their team, their adversaries in the wrong time. So Vivo Cage getting the booyah based on positioning, a couple of eliminations as well, 5 eliminations if I'm not wrong, which is going to be very good for them in the standings, and great news for Vivo Cage. Before and Fluxo also fell early.
The only team that is now trying to hold Vivo Cade in the points is Vasco,
yes,
who also went to the top 3, and we'll get to see the confirmation of the points with the highlights that will be coming here on the screen. But those 2 teams are now really close to Fluxo in the standings, and maybe above Fluxo. Let's check out the standings, the highlights. We see Vivocate and Cruzeiro with 17 points. I almost got my bet right.
No, you didn't. They fell in like fourth position. They only had a lot of kills actually. So,
We have Loud in the third position, Vasco in the fourth, Nitrox in the fifth, and Team Liquid in the sixth.
yes, Black Dragons Vasco making a comeback, and if I'm not wrong, they have like 13 points for each map because they had 26 in the first and the second 0. Now they have 13 again, having a nice average of 13 points per map. And we are closing in the first half of the day with 3 booyahs from teams that are on the top of the standings.
They won the top. They want to go after Fluxo. Fluxo wants to keep themselves on the top. And we see a lot of MVPs, all of them with 3 kills. It was a really balanced map. All the fights went on, and a team take down one team and gets taken down by another. It was a follow-up. No teams got a ton of eliminations. Only Cruzeiro got it.
But you know who is having a very bad day, Marcelo?
Netshoes Miners.
Netshoes Miners, God Unidas, and Zero Nation.
Zero Nation.
All
Making
3
it count
teams.
for the name. They got 0 and 0. They got 0 on Kalahari and 0
Oh my God.
in Bermuda.
So for those 3 teams, we have a bad performance up until now, and I am looking forward to seeing how that reflects on our standings.
So please, my director, make her wish come true, because Fluxo is now on the lead with 426 before 416. And look at Vivocade and Vasco closing once again the gap. And now Vivocade ties Magic Squad and God Unidas as the team with the, and Los Grandes as the teams with the most booyahs in the season.
Yes, Lounge and Team Liquid needing, and also Nitrox needing to have a especially good performance so they can make a solid position inside of the top 12, while as always our fight for the leadership is very competitive. We are seeing the teams with a small difference before, and Fluxo only a 10-point difference. Of course, Black Dragons Vasco can work that difference as well towards the rest of the day, but who is really doing badly and needs desperately 3 last great matches is Netshoes Miners, that is very close to Liberty, and even though they have 3 matches over Liberty.
And what amazes me, what impresses me the most is that 00 Nation scored only 4 points here today, and Netshoes Miners is still not able to get to them. It's
still a big difference.
It's still a big difference. It's still 38 points of difference between those 2 teams, and it impresses me that only 4 points from 00 Nation is still not enough for Netshoes Miners to get close to them. It seems that they will sleep on the relegation zone once again, but you know who else needs to perform better? Us. So we need to hydrate and take a quick break, go for the bathroom to take a little piss, because I'm kind of clamping right here right now, and we need to go to a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Salve, salve, rapaziada! Terceira rodada do jogo pausado. E aí, tá animado, entusiasmado, empolgado? Meu forte é a rima, pai! Nossos queridos Pedro Landinho, o popular Peusada, e o Marlon Christopher, o famoso MVR, garantiram vaga na semifinal. E quem será o próximo?
Salve, rapaziada, aqui é o Mike da God Unidas, eu tô aqui no jogo pausado.
Como é que é? Eu tô no quê?
Quer uma colinha, senhor LB?
Jogo pausado, né?
Boa, Antunes. Jogou pausado. Segunda tentativa.
Salve, rapaziada, já o PKR aqui do Fluxo e hoje eu tô no jogo pausado, tá ligado, né?
Ficou top, papai. Bora pro game.
Cite em 15 segundos o máximo de jogadores que começam com a letra D.
Da Série A?
Não tem ninguém com D não, cara.
Lembra da infância, Japa? Natal, almoço em família, treta por causa de danoninho na geladeira, aquelas coisas.
Tá, tem o Dead God.
O cara quase esqueceu do irmão. Só por Deus.
Nossa, não lembro nenhum.
Dead God, Didi, Diel. Só, mano.
Não é bem assim, né? Tem mais 11.
Cite em 15 segundos o máximo de pets possíveis.
O que remeda colete lá, pô?
Draquinho, Pinguim, Brabuíno, ETzinho.
Babuíno, Draquinho, Pinguim, a raposa lá.
Porinho, Draquinho, Gavião.
Não lembro mais, velho.
Confio, meu Deus.
Cite em 15 segundos o máximo de times que já participaram da LBFF.
Fluxo, Loud, Corinthians, Tincoda Solid.
Fluxo, Loud, God, ACZ.
Real, Vivo Cage, Flamengo, Vasco, Team Liquid.
Esse jogo você acha que é fácil, mas quando você começa a jogar, as palavras não vêm à cabeça, cara.
É como diz o pensador Murilo Show. Quem gosta de molezinha é relaxante muscular.
Cite em 15 segundos o máximo de pistolas e armas brancas.
G18, M500, facão.
Foice, Katana, o Facão, G18, USP, Desert.
USP, G18, Desert, Katana, Foice, Panela.
Panela, pô, bota a panela aí, pô. Ai, mas eu aceitei muito, tem dúvida alguém ganhando pra mim aí.
Não precisa duvidar não, Antônio.
Ah, então vai aparecer lá que eu ganhei, né?
Ô, se vai. Você tá na semifinal, meu pitch.
We are back live to bring you the rewind of the maps. We're going back to the first map, which is Purgatory. And Vasco dominated in Purgatory really well. And the guys are also dominating on the knowledge of the game.
Yes, of course. I would like to participate one day because I am sure I would wreck everyone and I would be able to win the post game.
Hey, Isa, there were 11 players with D. We both remembered 3.
11.
There were 11 players.
Where did you
with
get
D.
those statistics?
The game? There were 11 players with the letter D.
Who else?
I don't know.
This is not going to get out of my head. So if you please in the chat may speak up about the players that start with a D. Because right now, no, but this question was really hard because even the players could not name other players.
Other players.
Drizzy, I had to search in the back of my mind to remember.
But there are 11 players that start with the letter D. We reminded 3 of them. We remembered 3 of them.
I remember 2, you remembered 1.
But we are still going to the first map of the day, and Vasco was really impressive on the first map. Flux was also really good in this first map. Flux who was leading the day up until this third map. And we get to a point where the fight for the top is really delivering it. The players are going for the kills, they are going for the numbers, because they know that it's right now an important moment where we get to the point where this LBFF should be beginning as it was on the last seasons. We had only 6 weeks in 18 rounds, and we now have 18 rounds left. So it's a full new championship, and they will have to fight toughly to keep themselves on the top.
Yes, of course. And as we start off the second half of the day, we are looking to see if the teams that did not make a good first half are able to really make a better performance at this second half, and the teams that did well are able to repeat their performance, because we know that it is important to analyze your mistakes to be able to correct what you have wronged in the past matches. But of course, we are going to catch all of that on the fourth map of the day, that is Purgatory. Once again, we have had the Booyah of Black Dragons Vasco, but we also have a lot of strong teams in that map, like before, like God Unidas.
Let's check out who has the most points in that map for us to bring the information to the guys. And we have here the teams with the most points starting this week. Magic Squad in the first position, Fluxo, Vivocade, God Unidas before. 4 of those teams are playing here today, and we're going to watch them from above because we're clear to take off. So let's hit the skies! Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight R10D4 heading straight to Purgatory. This is your captain, Marcelo Ferrantini, and by my side, my co-pilot, Isa, invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Isa!
Time to drop, and Black Dragons Vasco, alongside with the Booyah, got the blue zone for Purgatory, but Nitrox is once again getting very close to them, and we might have a early on confrontation between Black Dragons Vasco and Nitrox, because Nitrox is going to be very far away from their drop call, that is Key Lodge, and
but they have a 4v2 difference in this fight. They have the advantage because 2 of the players from Vasco went straight to Moat House. Now 1 of them is getting close to this fight. This will be a 4v3, while 1 of them is still on Moat House, and now Hender tries to surprise Romeo. He uses the chrono to keep himself alive. Now Hender tries to hold on, and Romeo will take Hender to the floor. Leno is now trying to join this battle as well, as we see Easy rotating, and Romeo will take the first blood from Hender. He will be the first player down. Vasco that dominated the first Purgatory map of the day, now losing the first player of the match, Isa.
yes, of course, but we are going to see if Nitrox is going to be able to guarantee the rest of the eliminations towards Black Dragons Vasco, that seems to be getting the position upside the hill. And if Nitrox keep up with this position in the houses, they are going to be very locked in to those buildings, and maybe Black Dragons Vasco will be able to take advantage of that.
Shoutouts to Rocky Bai, the best shoutcaster of India, here being represented here by his fans on the chat. Shoutouts to Anurag Rai over here cheering for Fluxo. Matt is here as well. Deep Free Fire saying there that Fluxo is very impressive here today. Dark Souls asking us to commentate like Rocky Bai. It's not possible. Each caster has their own style, although Rocky Bai is really similar to me. Sakshat Pradhan over here saying he's from India. Lee Fox over here. And don't forget, we're betting on teams here. And if we win, if one of them gets it right, the other one has to send a code to the chat. And I'm gonna bring you guys the code, asking if we know Vazio. Of course we know Vazio, one of the greatest players in the world here in the Free Fire community. And as we saw, 00 Nation had a change. Lucky God coming into play for this 00 Nation squad. And we still didn't go for the bet season.
Yes, we still haven't gone for the bets, so let's take it to right now.
Let's take it. Please, be the first one.
I am going to...
Tatu coming into play in place of Antunes.
That's interesting, because Real has had a better performance with Antunes up until now. Let's see how they do on this match, because my bet is going for...
This finger on the chin.
I'm thinking, who am I going to bet in? I'm going for...
4.
Before.
Okay, so you don't want me to go for the certain, but you can go for the certain bet.
Before you said certain, I just said before because I didn't have any idea who to put into my bet.
I am betting on, once again, Cruzeirão Cabuloso. Cruzeiro will be the one taking this booyah right here. Shoutouts to Arbaz.
Drax from
Drax.
Magic Squad.
You're
Yes,
looking
I'm
on
looking. I'm looking because I couldn't. And besides Drax, we only have Dudu from 00 Nation
Dudu.
that is currently not playing, but Dudu from 00 Nation And Dudu, I thought about Dudu, but I thought he
I
wasn't.
thought he was on Serie B.
I thought he wasn't anymore on the team because he hasn't been playing.
Some shots out from Jubinha now trying to take down the players from God Unidas. Juninho is the first one to go down 1-9, tries to bring it back and put Chinês to the floor. Look at her before losing players right now. Now Chinês goes to the floor and he is helped by his teammates before not playing on the center of Brasilia, playing by the watchtower near the river, Isa.
And I am kind of starting to doubt my own bet, but we can. You didn't bet anyone. Oh no, you did. And
I said Cruzeiro.
yes, I remembered it now. But we are currently seeing 5 minutes in the match, all 48 players alive. So Black Dragons Vasco was able to save the player they lost.
Hender.
Yes, they were able to save Hender. And let's see, because Nitrox probably ended up very badly on that situation, even though they got the elimination. Their rotation is going to be complicated, but most teams are already taking a position, as we have seen today. Today has been an exceptionally slow day inside of the matches.
And we see Sakashat Pradram here saying India loves Brazil and Brazil loves India as well. And I really love India. I think that India has an amazing culture. And it's a country that I want to visit someday. I went close to India. I went to China once. It's the only country that I visited outside of Brazil. It was China. I went for work. It was really incredible, but I really want to go to China. It's one of my dreams. I love to know countries with rich cultures like India, like Mexico. And look at this rotation from Hell.
What is Hal doing?
What is going on? They're trying to go for the Olympics in the sea marathon. Is that what they're doing?
What is this? I really cannot make a sense out of it, because
We've seen Real going for great strategies on the past few weeks. I really want to see where this goes to. I'm curious.
yes, I think that everyone right now watching this broadcast and the Brazilian broadcast is probably confused by Hal's rotation, but imagine if it ends up doing very well for them. So let's check it out.
Before getting the kill on Juninho from God Unidas.
Oh, and by the way, there are not 13 players in the A series with D. Maybe
11 players. Where did you get 13? I said 11.
oh, that's basically the same number. It is not 11.
It's your number. You're thinking about your number.
Well, it is basically the same number, and it doesn't make a big difference because, as I have seen right now, we only counted 6. So I think that it is counting with, I don't know, coaches, managers, maybe.
Maybe. That may be real. But who is a coach with the letter D? Machado, Kied, Capgui, Altman, K9,
DG from Vasco.
DG from Vasco, Dog Black.
Doug Black. Maybe it is counting on coaches
Maybe it's counting
after
on
all.
coaches. Now we see the rotation from Nitrox, a dangerous rotation going here. The players from Vivo Kid, but it seems that Vivo will not go for the fight. We see Salles and Romeo with the car, and they're followed by the car with Prozin and João, who won the Ferrantini Awards on my Instagram for the best name in Free Fire.
And of course,
Did you check out the Ferrantini Awards?
Of course I did. I always do. But look at Romeo, and Romeo is kind of a bad driver. He's driving between 2 lanes. That is not appropriate.
Paying 2 taxes for the car.
Yes, of course.
He's paying 2 taxes for the car. I get really mad when people does that on the traffic. I really do. When they are on the middle of the 2 roads and they don't give you any way to go through. I hate those people. I hate those people.
Look, Romeo, he's hating on you right now.
You see, I'm getting hate onto him. And now we have over here LOL saying the rotation through the sea is the first time he got to see it. Let's see what Real will do with that. We see TV Comedy here saying he's from India and he loves Brazilian esports as well. Thank you for being here with us. Arbas asking us who is our favorite player. Who is your favorite player? Is it Antunes? Is it Peu?
My favorite player is No, I can't play favorites. I like all of them.
I have two favorite players,
Oh,
Nando 9 and CS.
good choice.
Nando 9 because I love to play the sniper rifle, and I love how he plays the sniper rifle. And CS because CS is just incredible. And now we have over here some fights
Oh
going
my
on.
God.
Cruzeiro taking Chucky to the floor, and they're trying to go over the players from Vasco. The advantage in the position is Vasco's, but Cruzeiro is now going over. We see Rush with the Max 7 trying to take a good spot for the fight. Trap will take Chucky to the floor once again, as Netshoes is once again fighting against Fluxo. Now Hender will go to the floor. We see Leno trying to rush, and Trap is the one holding him down, as Rush has to deal with Easy coming from behind. Leno will go to the floor, and there's only Easy to fight for Vasco. Amazing fight for Cruzeiro, keeping themselves alive and taking 3 players down. Netshoes Miners once again in the last position.
Oh my
God,
God.
Netshoes Miners. Triple kill for Cias, getting to more than 75 kills on the season. What a rush that this man is having. This boy, this dude is having this season because he's really young. What a great sensation in Brazilian Free Fire is CS right now. As we see Rush trying to take down the last player from Vasco. Easy tries to keep himself safe, and he will not be able to. Just trampled by
Impossible.
Cruzeiro, and the kills goes to the hands of Cruzeiro. 4 kills for them, taking Crossroads to themselves.
And great news for Cias, that is the current MVP, because Black Dragon Vasco is no longer threatening him in the MVP standings. But look, Team Liquid already making a rush towards Nitrox, and Salis is on the ground, but we still have other Nitrox players still holding on to the game, while Team Liquid takes up their position. That is, in fact, a great position. Oh my God, Butch just died for the airdrop.
He died for the airdrop. He got a box to the head, and
Oh
he
my
was sent
God.
straight to the lobby. It's not a takedown, it's a kill.
That must be infuriating. He just died to the airdrop, but he's probably going to be bought off.
And Team Liquid with a good game, 3 kills for them. They had the whole squad, and the drop call just sent him down, and
Look
he will
at
be
my
able
bet.
to look at your bet. Let's see how B4 deals. They have 1 kill, and my bet Cruzeiro just eliminated Vasco from the contention.
Yes, and of course we have a safe zone that is once again close towards the north area of the map, this time to Crossroads.
Now the shots coming from Vivocade onto the players of Cruzeiro. Nando 9 goes to the floor, but Cruzeiro is now rushing to take some coverage by the house and to use also the box, the loot box, to save themselves, to get some coverage, to get some shelter against the shots from Modestia. MTS will get Tatu to the floor. Team Liquid fighting against Hell, and look at the shots coming in against General. Giga gets hit the takedown and brings this fight to the hands of Cruzeiro. Now it's a 4v3 and the rush is coming. That God will go to the floor. Nice job by R7. And now Vivocade has only Modestia to fight. Amazing job in the rush from this Cruzeiro squad, and Modestia will go down. Vivocade is wiped out. Vivocade and Vasco falls to the hands of Cruzeiro. Really strong in the rush and getting to a good position on the safe zone, Isa.
Oh my God, Cruzeiro is making an amazing advance towards Vivocade. They were able to completely eliminate them, even though they had the disadvantage of the safe zone.
And the position that was better for Vivocade. Strong rush now by Cruzeiro, getting the kill, and Honey will put Nada to the floor. Now 0-0 Nation wants to get some more points for them to open up a gap against the players from Netshoes Miners. K1 will put Honey to the floor any day. He gets the kill onto Honey. We see that B4 is also nearing that same region, and they are surrounded by a huge amount of teams. Cruzeiro has a good positioning, but they will have to deal with Team Liquid and probably Loud as well. They might get sandwiched between those two teams because Team Liquid will have to rush to go for the safe zone, as we see Loud bringing Noda back into this matchup. Now B4 is dealing with Fluxo as Ousado tries to flank the players, and look at Cias! The double takedown with the grenade, putting down 2 players. He will get the first kill. Quadra for him into this match. More grenades coming up. He wants to take Chinese, and he puts Lobato to the floor as well. Amazing job by Cias. He rushes, but he goes to the floor. Jubinha tries to hold B4 into this match, and they will be able to. Fluxo goes down. Jubinha holds himself and saves B4 in this matchup. Now we see Lost trying to deal with 0-0 Nation. Hell goes down to the hands of Team Liquid. 6 teams, 20 players in this match, and Nicholas will go down. Nice shot by Kronos. The Warlock is making it count in 0-0. Nation falls to the hands of Jobinha. My God, finally he goes down after wiping 2 squads all by himself. Great job by Jobinha. We see Trap sending the grenade straight to butt with his name on it. Cruzeiro with an amazing positioning, more grenades coming up. Trap tries to take down the players from Team Liquid. We see Phoenix shooting from behind, but Trap will get MTS to the floor and it will allow them to get it. Trap once again, the triple takedown with the grenades. He's doing it all for Cruzeiro. Boot goes to the floor, there's only Phoenix to fight for Team Liquid. He tries to rotate, he tries to get to a better positioning, and Cruzeiro now with 11 kills to their hands, getting the killing spree for Trap. The shots coming from the top down. Team Liquid will go down. Now God Unidas have to fight Cruzeiro on the top of the hill. Cruzeiro has the top down advantage, and Loud is also trying to come inside of this fight. K1 will put Giga to the floor and send him back to the lobby. Now Cruzeiro has to deal with 3 players to fight against 4 from Loud and 3 from God Unidas. Actually, 4 from Loud and 3 from God Unidas. 3 teams, 10 players still in this battle. We see Trap trying to find out the players from God Unidas. Grenade is good to get Miguel some damage, but the grenades from God Unidas are also good, and they take half of Trap and Rush's life, and Rush will go down on the hands of the grenades of Noda. We see Kronos now rotating. They want to get the Booyah. Loud needs the points. They need this Booyah, and R7 will go down on the hands of Lost. Look at what Lost did. They wiped out Cruzeiro. Great game by Cruzeiro, but they fall in the 3rd position. Now we see Loud rotating. They want to take the advantage, not only from the high ground, but with the numbers against the players from God Unidas. Grenades from Noda wants to deal some damage. He dealt half-life for Miguel in damage. Now Rigby and Mike are trying to come over. Lost uses the chrono, tries to hold himself off. Miguel goes to the floor, and Mike will go down as well. There's only Rigby to fight, and he's down! So it's a boo! Loud! They woke up! They finally woke up! And Loud gets the important booyah that they needed to settle themselves inside of the top 12 and open a gap against Tropa. A good matchup by this Loud squad to get an important booyah in the 10th round, Isa.
The previous kings of Purgatory are now back, and we see Loudgy having their booyah on the map that they used to dominate so well, that we have seen in the past seasons being their favorite map, and now once again Loudgy coming strongly towards the booyah in the Purgatory map. But another team that had an incredible performance in this match, and they must be named because they also have a great performance during the day, is Cruzeiro. How many eliminations is Cruzeiro getting? An amazing team, and they are having amazing rushes. They are being very aggressive, and look at how that is affecting their punctuation.
20 points for them, 12 kills for a team that fell on the 3rd position. Amazing job. They lost the high ground advantage, and that's what prevented them from getting the booyah, because they were really aggressive and going for the booyah. But Loud, with a smart game and getting 10 kills, also got them to 22 points, which is a huge amount of points for a team that is fighting for the top 12.
Yes, and of course Trap having 6 eliminations alone. That is a lot of eliminations to the patterns of the LBFF. And look, Team Liquid is doing very regularly today. They are starting to do better, and we know that Team Liquid is a very strong team. So good performance for them. God Unidas, probably their best map on the day yet is going to be this one. And we are seeing the second half of the punctuation charts. And look, Black Dragons Vasco had amazing 2 matches and awful 2 matches.
Yeah, they are having an ups and downs day, and no points for them in this match, as well as Vivocade, only 1 point for them, which is good for Fluxo, for B4, for the teams fighting on the top of the standings. And another important thing, the guys on the chat asked if there's a qualifying stage for the Serie A. We have the Serie B and the Serie C, and the subscriptions for Serie C are open up until the 28th of this month. And if you're from Brazil, of course, you can join us on LBFF Season 6. Subscribe to participate in the community, and then if you win the Serie C, you go to Serie B. If you win the Serie B, you come to Serie A.
Yay.
So it's really democratic for everyone who wants to join the Brazilian Free Fire League. And we gotta check the standings, because they will be coming on the screen for us to see how this map changed our table. No changes on the top, not a good matchup from all the 4 teams on the top. But look at Cruzeiro. They started the day in the 10th position. Now they are in the 7th position, and they want to get close to Magic Squad and Metagame.
Yes, they need to actually get close to Metagaming and Magic Squad because those teams have less matches, but of course they are already opening up a good advantage over God Unidas, and that is going to be very important for them if they want to keep in the top 12 after they don't play in one day of this week. But of course Team Liquid also rising in the standings, and Loud getting a bigger difference towards Nitrox and Hell, but Loud still needs to make 2 last great matches if they want a good difference from Tropa.
But you know what is the most important thing for this Loud match? The results from this match. Now they are only 18 points behind Los Grandes. They can get to Los Grandes still today, and if they get this gap between them and the top 12, being the 11th team, it gives them a little bit of chill to work in the days that they will not be playing here today. So great result by Loud in this matchup right now. And of course we still have 2 more maps to come. 18 points is really doable for them to get over Los Grandes in the rankings.
Yes, Loud, that is compensating for some bad matches, really needs to do better on those last 2 maps. And of course our leader Fluxo, not that much of a threat before actually isn't that much of a threat to Fluxo, because they are still able to keep an advantage, and before really also needs to do very well if they want to catch up to Fluxo.
And if you really do that well in the FF squad, you should also do well in our bets. So who are you betting in this Kalahari map?
Kalahari, I am going for
Mentalizei, as Pai Galo would say. You probably don't know who is Pai Galo. He was a psychic that went on TV, and
I'm gonna go for Loud once again.
Double booyah for Loud?
Yes, I'm being very positive for them. I'm trying to give them some confidence with my guess. That is a big honor. So
let me go full Pai Galo here right now.
It is going to be not. If you bet on B4 or Flux, I am going to kick you out of the studio.
Mentalizei. God Unidas will get the booyah.
Good guess, I liked it.
God Unidas will get the booyah.
I liked your guess.
And of course, if God Unidas gets the booyah, Isa will send you guys a code on the chat. If she gets the booyah, I will give you a code on the chat. She still owns me 2 codes because of last week.
Can anyone prove that really?
Yes, I can. I definitely can. It's on tape. It's saved on the internet forever.
Not me. That was not me.
It has your face.
I'm so much prettier than that girl.
Shout outs to everyone on the chat. Daniel421 here shouting out Loud, Arbas, Raja Talal over here. And we have Dark Souls, Deep Free Fire, we have Arbas, and our engines are running. The guys are getting into the cabin because you know what's going on, right, Isa?
Well, I can't think about it.
So you know it. Yeah, we're clear to the go, so let's hit the skies! Ladies and gentlemen, from flight R10D5 heading straight to Kalahari. This is your Captain Marcelo Fernandini, and by my side, my co-pilot Isa invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Isa!
Time to drop, and once again, very good airplane route for the map of Kalahari, and of course, Loud Unidas. Loud, my bet, has the blue zone in their advantage. Right now, all teams separated towards their drop calls, their respective drop calls. And look, we are starting off on the screen of Netshoes Miners, our bottom team in the championship. And of course, we need to see a better performance of them. Netshoes Miners, that is a technically very strong team. And look, o Trem Bebê getting into the place of Field.
O Trem Bebê, who won the Ferrantini Awards for the most charismatic guy in LBFF. He won the Ferrantini Awards.
Ooh, and look, Peusada also getting into the place of Broilo.
Getting into the place of Broilo, and now Netshoes Miners bringing out the stars. Natividade, o Trem Bebê, Peusada, the guys that are the most media guys for this squad.
Yes, of course. And I would like to know, Marcelo, what were your
My categories
no,
for the
not
Ferrantini Awards.
not what were your categories, but what were your what's the word?
My nominees, my winners.
No. The thing is, I can't find the word in Portuguese or English.
We just lost Tisa right here. You're talking about Ferrantini Awards.
Yes. What were your?
My categories.
No.
The winners.
No.
The my standards for the.
Yes. That was what I want to see.
You see, my categories were MVP, which went to CS. Technical MVP, the player who is the most valuable for his team, not only the one who gets the most kills. That also went to CS. The best name, which went to João, and he shared with Cabeção. Those are two great names. The most charismatic player, that went to Train.
No, I want to know what were your.
I'm just telling you so I can get you my standards.
But it isn't standards what I wanted to say. It was another word.
The how I thought to get those prizes, right?
But
Those
I
awards.
want to find the word.
My I'm thinking about standards and it doesn't leave my head. But the way I evaluated the players. What were my points to evaluate the players? That's it?
Yes, but I still need to find the word, otherwise it's not gonna get out of my
My
head.
criteria.
Yes. What was your criteria to elect o tMBB as the most charismatic guy on the LBFF?
He's the one I left the most with. That's my criteria.
That's great. That's a great
That's
criteria.
my criteria. I just love when he goes for the camera and says, it's the train, baby. And I just love that. I follow my knees laughing always.
Yes, good one.
The criteria is he makes me laugh. It was a Ferrantini Awards. I choose the criteria.
Yes, that actually makes sense.
And now we have all the players still alive 4 minutes into the play. And we are talking like that about Ferrantini Awards so much because the game is starting really slow once again here in Kalahari, is it?
Yes, and right now we are seeing Vivo Cage staying in their drop call, which we don't often see. Vivo Cage usually makes their rotations very quickly, but that probably means that the safe zone has gone towards that region. But we are going to check it out soon, because right now we are on the screen of Lounge that is already up in a position as well. Lounge that just got the Booyah and needs a better performance on those last couple of matches, because if they want to get an advantage in the standings, they really need those extra points.
Now we see the rotation from Loud that might intercept with the players from Cruzeiro. Some shots going out, and Liquid wants to go after the players from Cruzeiro. It seems that they want safe haven for themselves, and we see Trap using the grenades. MTS also has grenades on his hands, and Trap tries to go above the house for some damage. He found MTS over there. Half of MTS's life goes down, and Trap once again using the grenades to go after MTS. He is working from behind the house, using some good shelter, but the grenade coming on his direction. Now we see R7 still scouting the door, scouting the hole on the walls, while MTS uses the ice to get closer and closer. He has the grappling hook, he has the Miranha pistol, the Spider-Man pistol on his hands, and the grenades are coming out. The first blood goes too loud. They get Peusada back to the lobby.
Yes, and of course Team Liquid is buying a confrontation with Cruzeiro that is very aggressive today.
Wood will put R7 to the floor, and he will have to use guys to cover himself. R7 is down, and he will be let down by his teammates. Cruzeiro now tries to take the outside of the house to work with the grenades, while Team Liquid now holds on the inside of the house and has MTS on the outside. And look at the shot by Phoenix with the charge bin. Nice shot taken down, but Giga brings it back and sends him to the floor. Now MTS rotates and tries to circle the players from Cruzeiro. Giga will put to the floor. Pedro Ares brings it back, and Trap puts Pedro to the floor. Now, MTS with the charge beam is trying to hold Trap over there. He has the Bao to fight against MTS, and he will have to rotate. And Trap will get the kill! Team Liquid goes down, and Cruzeiro guarantee 3 more kills for themselves. What a rush Cruzeiro is having here today.
What is Cruzeiro playing as an aggressive team today? What is Trap specifically playing? Because Trap and Cruzeiro are in a great phase of their rush. But look, there is more rushes in the screen, Marcelo.
More rushes coming in because Cias just took Peusada back to the lobby. He was back to the lobby once, and now he's once again. And Choose Miners are trying to keep themselves alive because they are having an awful day. And this would be the moment for them to try to bring it back. But Fluxo is coming after them for some more kills, and they already got 3. There's only Rick to fight for next. Choose Miners not anymore. Fuck just exploded him, and Loud seems to be joining the fight as well. We see Ousado rushing out in the open. He might get the information, but he also might get shot. Let's see what will happen. We see Loud now rotating and going for the fight. Now grenading the players from Fluxo. We see Lost taking down Cias, and they want to take down the whole Fluxo squad. Ousado goes to the floor. Japa, BKR also goes down, and there's only Fuck to fight for Fluxo. He will be the one trying to hold this whole squad from Loud. We see Noda using the grenade, and he'll get Fuck. Loud coming after Fluxo with evil intents in their hands. They wipe out Fluxo, and now we see 0 Nation trying to take down the players from before. They had to go for a different drop call. They went for the submarine, and now they are in a huge predicament, Isa.
Yes, and as I said, Loud Unidas making a very good rush towards Fluxo. Their timing was perfect. They were able to get the kills, and they probably will be able to launch themselves out of the gas towards a better position in the safe zone.
Now Nicholas from 0 Nation is trying to get some information on the players from before. They know that this confrontation is good for them. They have the higher ground advantage. They have coverage. And Cruzeiro is now bringing back the players that were falling on this fight, on that fight against Team Liquid.
Yes, and before against 0 Nation in Submarine, which is not inside of the safe zone. So a confrontation that can be bad for both teams. But look, Nicolas already took down Lobato.
It's starting worse for before. They already got a few players taken down, and now Lobato will be sent back to the lobby. Resources are being spent by those two teams in this fight, and they are really far away from the safe zone, so they will have to run, which means that they will not be able to get that many resources as they wanted to get, right, Isa?
Yes, and of course both teams need to find a strategy to get out of the gas and to get into a good position inside of the safe zone. But 0 Nation seems to still be looking for before, while before is already taking a hit towards the safe zone.
Let's see how 0 Nation will go for their rotation with the cards, and as we see, Loud is coming after Vasco. Loud is right now looking for trouble, looking for some fights. They are chili quente, as we say here in Brazil. Now the rotation from Loud is to the back side of the boat in Porto Seguro, and we have Leno with sights on the players from Loud. He has the sniper rifle, and he might go for the kill. Let's check this out. Is a bad fight for Loud to pick up right now.
Yes, and Loud that needs to get the better of this rush if I want to keep my bet.
Chucky just sends down Kronos, and he sends him back to the lobby. Now more grenades. Chucky will take Nada to the floor, and Vasco has a 4v2 fight to go on. While Lost now takes Leno to the floor and gets the kill, bringing the fight back to Loud. Now it's a 2v3 fight, and Loud wants to bring it back, but Chucky will put Kawan to the floor. There's only Lost to fight this battle, and he's trying to run away. Loud is the team with the most kills in the map. However, they are close to being eliminated by Vasco. Lost just took away, but he will be found by the players of 0 Nation.
Oh my
He's
God.
all by himself. 0 Nation are surrounding Lost, and he will be lost. He will be sent back to the lobby, and Loud goes down
My
in the
bet
A
will also
position.
be lost.
Your bet is lost as well. Let's check out if my bet will keep on this fight. God Unidas, we still haven't seen God Unidas in this match. Let's see how 0 Nation will fare off against the players from Vasco. They already put a player down from Vasco, but Chucky brings Leno back to the fight. We see that Vasco will be once again fully squad as well as Cruzeiro. Now bringing all the players back into the fight. Unidas now putting VM7 to the floor, and Rigby will try to come over and take the remaining players from Real over there. We see Miguel is on the floor, but he's being helped, and before is now coming for the players of God Unidas. It seems that they don't know that God Unidas is over there, as Junin now has the information on the rotation of Jubinha and Chinês. They are using the gas, actually Jubinha and Iago using the gas to cover themselves, but God Unidas is also inside of the gas. Rigby will go down, nice shot by Chinês. Miguel goes down as well. Now before tries to take back this whole fight, and Chinês just puts Junin to the floor. He goes down, but Iago is also on the floor, and Mike will have to deal with Iago. If before can bring this fight back, my God, God Unidas, you need to be practicing. Let's check this out. Iago uses the grappling hook to leave that region, and it seems that Mike didn't see that rotation from Iago. 3 players down from God Unidas in a fight that went 2v4, but now before falls down because of the safe zone. Let's see how Vivocade will fare off against 0-0 Nation. Lucky God takes a little bit of damage with the grenade, and Jenny now tries one more. That got leading the rush for this Vivocade squad with Modestia by his side. Honey goes down, Lucky God also goes down. There's another team on this fight, it's Vasco. Vasco playing by the sides, trying to take down the players from 0-0 Nation, while Vivocade tries to pressure them on top of the hills. More grenades from General trying to take down the players, and Honey will go down on the hands of Chucky, but Modestia will seal it. General just lost himself in this grenade, and Modestia will put Nicolas to the floor. Only 3 teams remaining, 12 players, because God Unidas was able to bring the squad back. Is it what happened? We see Vivocade over there. Oh, it's Cruzeiro, Vasco, and Vivocade. 3 teams that are having good days here today, fighting for the top of the standings. We see Vivocade trying to get to the center of the safe zone, while Cruzeiro and Vasco fight themselves by the open field of Kalahari. Modestia tries to gather information, tries to find out where the battle is going on, because he knows he has to take the last kill. Let's see what will happen. R7 tries to take Modestia. He saw the players from Vivocade, what might inform Cruzeiro of their whereabouts.
Yes, of course. And we are seeing a Kalahari that, even though we started off calm, now we have had so many confrontations that we are still in the 4th zone, and we only have 3 teams alive.
14 minutes of map until right now, and Cruzeiro takes down 3 players from Vasco, which might lead them to a good positioning to fight against Vivocade, but Vivocade will have the upper hand, will have the higher ground, while Leno tries to keep himself alive. He has the AWM, he has the opportunity to pick some players out with the sniper shots. Let's see how he will fare off in this 3-team battle. 2 teams and 1 player, actually, Isa.
Yes, and Cruzeiro once again very well in the match. We have Trap with 5 kills already out of 7 in the Cruzeiro squad.
And Trap also had a map with 6 kills. Amazing day for this kid here. He was the one of the players fighting for the MVP of Serie B last season. But now we see that God using the higher ground advantage to take down some shots onto the players of Cruzeiro. Giga breaks the ice and tries to circle the players from Vivocade, as we see Trap using the ice to heal himself a little bit, while Modestia, that God, and General are fighting on the front line for this squad of Vivocade. General with the grenade. He knows of the rotation of the Cruzeiro players. Nice grenade, but no damage to take on rush. R7 has the higher ground. He might start fighting some shots onto the players of Vivocade, but looking on the 9. Getting the takedown on R7 and forcing the players from Cruzeiro to reposition, because now they have 1 less player, and Leno stole the kill. Leno just stole the kill for Vasco, and he is inside of the gas, gathering some more points for his squad. Nice job by Leno. I always see that God now rotating to get closer to Modestia, and Leno goes down. Vasco will be with the 3rd position. Good game by Vasco. One of the ups, not one of the downs that we're having from them here today. Modestia now rushing, tries to get the information on Giga, and he sees Giga, but the shot's coming out. Rush is by the side of Giga, being the 2nd rusher for this Cruzeiro squad. Let's see what happened. Rush puts Modestia to the floor, but General brings it back. Now it's General against Giga. Trap will put Nando 9 to the floor. Rush will go down, and Trap will get Nando 9. Now it's a 2v2 fight. It's Giga and Trap against Modestia and that God. Now General is brought back to his feet. Trap tries a grenade, and he gets 2. Amazing job! And it's a boo! Yeah, Cruzeiro! stop the path for Cruzeiro to get their first booyah of the day. Exactly when I stopped betting on them, Isa.
Well, you should have betted on them once again, but of course Cruzeiro getting their booyah. An amazing day, probably the best day for Cruzeiro yet, probably still to be the best day for Cruzeiro in the championship. Cruzeiro getting an amazing amount of eliminations, an aggressive team, and they are fitting in their rush as we speak, because they are, look at Trap. He has 8 kills, 8 eliminations on the hands of Trap. Oh my god.
And those were not eight eliminations by a guy that is on top of the factory in Bermuda throwing grenades. No, he was rushing. He was leading the rush. He was using the grenades, the Balbao. He was the responsible for the whole elimination of the Team Liquid squad. He was responsible for eliminating Vasco, for eliminating Vivo Kate. What a game and what a day this man is having right now. And also good job by Vivo Kate, 17 points for them. Vasco 13, closing the gap onto Fluxo and V4 once again, isn't it?
Yes, and we are seeing the leadership being more and more threatened as we have 0-0 Nation making probably their first good match of the day. 9 points for them. God Unidas and Loud also 9 points for all of them. And they are all teams that needed a better performance today, right?
Indeed. And do you know how many kills Trap has today?
How?
20.
And
he tied the record from CS with 1 map to go.
He can tie the record. He already did tie the record from CS, but he can pass CS records and hold the record for the most kills in one single day. Trap, that is his first time playing the LBFF A series. This
I was going to say it.
His first time. His debut, and look at what he is doing.
He is now tied with Easy as the second player with most kills in the season. He's now the runner-up for the MVP fight in this season. 65 kills with those 20 kills he got here today. We're going for standings or for the break, my boss? We're going for a break and the standings after a quick break to bring you guys the picture for the last map of the day. We are back live to bring you guys the last map of the... was hard. But to bring you guys the last map of the day, my Portuguese just kind of messed up my English right now. And we're bringing you guys the last Bermuda map of the day. A map that was really contested on our first coming here today.
Yes, and of course we need to check out the standings because we are getting to the last map of the day. And look, B4 and Vivo Cage might be able, and also Black Dragons Vasco, depending on Fluxus' performance, might be able to threaten the
They
leadership.
need 23 points ahead of Fluxo to get to the top. It's possible, it's doable if Fluxo falls in the beginning of the
It's very
match.
difficult, but it is
Difficult.
possible.
But Vivocade only needs 12 points, and before only needs 6 points
But
to
look
take it
at
from Fluxo.
Cruzeiro. Cruzeiro is really being able to make a difference towards God Unidas, and they are probably going to catch up to Metagaming and Magic Squad, of course, with 6 more matches. But what Cruzeiro has been doing on this day is really outstanding, and we are seeing as well Netshoes Miners still with a very bad performance. Netshoes Miners needed a better performance out of those last matches, but we are going to catch up in the last map that is going to be Bermuda once again.
And Cruzeiro right now with 74 points here in the day in those 5 maps. If they get 26, they will get to 100 points in a day, which is really impressive and would take them to the fight for the top. They
And
started fighting for the top 12.
Yes, and of course, we are going to see if Trap is going to break the record for the most kills in one single round.
He needs one more. The record is
Just one.
20 by
Just
CS.
one, Trap, just one, please.
The record is 20 by CS on the first week of LBFF Season 7 this season. And Trap can go for 21 if he gets one more kill. He's tied.
Just one, please.
Just one more time. This is Linkin Park.
Okay.
No, actually Limp Bizkit. Limp Bizkit.
Yes, and of course, might we see some of the teams that are threatening the leadership doing very well. We might see before, we might see Vivo Cage threatening the leadership of Fluxo that has been leading the standings for weeks and weeks in a row. So let's check it out because Bermuda is going to be a difficult map as always. And of course, the last map of the day always has a special thing to it.
And let's see what is this special thing from up above because we're clear to take off, so let's hit the skies! Ladies and gentlemen from the flight R10D6 heading straight to Bermuda. This is your captain Marcelo Ferrantino, and Marcelo, my co-pilot, Isa, invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten our boards, because it's time to drop, Isa!
And we are closing in the day with this kind of hard airplane route. Let's see if the teams are able to get to their drop calls. Of course, anyone who's up the north of the map will have an advantage. But Marcelo,
Please.
my most important question is, what is your bet?
I'ma go Cruzeiro.
Well, good one. And I am gonna go with Loud.
Okay. I got 3 bets on Cruzeiro, you got
And
3
look,
bets on Loud.
Loiro is playing for the first time in the Black Dragons Vasco squad.
Coming in place of Leno.
Yes, in the place of Leno.
Leno, who is the support for this squad,
He's the captain, actually.
the captain for the squad, shares the support duties with Easy. But now we will have probably Easy going full support.
Yes, and let's see how Loiro does in his very debut in the A series. We need to see Black Dragons Vasco doing very well if they want to threaten the leadership. And of course, they are a team of ups and downs. Black Dragons Vasco is known for that. They usually have in the day 3 great matches and 3 bad ones. So let's see how Black Dragons Vasco is able to work this regularity problem with them, because they are a very strong team and they are also competing for the top 1 in the standings.
And we might remind you, we have a team that will probably can go for 100 kills, 100 points. We probably will have the record for the most kills by a single player in a single round being broken here today. So this is a really important match in terms of not only the fight for the top, not only the fight for the top 12, but for records, Isa.
Yes, and if I was Trap, I would fall crazily with one player, try to get the kill just to break the record, and if he died, okay, because his companions would revive him. So let's see how Trap is going to work with his records, because as we have said, he is a debuting player in the A series, so it is going to be very important. It is going to be very historical to see him breaking records, as we always love to see newcomers breaking records and really being able to change the entire game with their skills.
Shout outs to the guys on the chat. tThe is over here is one. Also here, cheering for Fluxo Buia. We see Zending Fernandez over here. Deep Free Fire, Arbaz. You guys are amazing to be here with us up until the end of our broadcast. And as we see Cruzeiro once again rotating, trying to get a good positioning and maybe getting a good spot for Trap to get a single shot kill and break the record, Isa.
Yes, and of course Cruzeiro that just changed the drop calls. Cruzeiro is now drop calling at Hangar, while what they used to do was fall with Fluxo in the region of Peak, and they would usually divide the drop call. They wouldn't confront each other right at front. They would just wait it out and make their rotations dividing the loot of Peak. But right now Cruzeiro has made a different choice, which might mean that they are training a drop call maybe for the finals. Maybe not, but
maybe not.
But I do believe it is, because Fluxo is already a guarantee, is almost a guarantee already in the finals of this season, and they need to find another drop call if they don't want to divide the loot all over again during the finals.
But now we might have a division of kills between Before and Vivocade. Before seems to be going after Vivocade and changing once again drop calls. We've seen a different Before here today, maybe experimenting some things in the drop calls, is it?
Yes, but Before and Team Liquid are right in making Vivocade a bit of a sandwich situation, but we might see Before holding position in that house, because they already seem to be very calm in the match. Let's see how the teams are going to take a stand in this last map of the day, because of course as we come to the last match, most teams either choose to make a very aggressive game to try to compensate for other rounds, or they really hold it out for the end game if they want to guarantee a good position.
Now we see that this Riverside region will be a zone of war between Team Liquid and Loud, and maybe Vivocade, maybe Before once again. Let's check this out. 5 minutes into this match and no players were taken down. Vasco also getting close. That they have the information. The safe zone will go for that region, Isa.
Yes, and we are seeing a safe zone that is very uncommon. But look, MTS is already taking down Black Dragon's Vasco players.
2 players are down. Loiro was one of them. And MTS will try to shoot down the players from Vasco. And we see the skill from Skylar opening up some space. And Noda will get the takedown on Chucky. Vasco in a poor spot right now, being surrounded by Team Liquid and Loud, being sandwiched by those 2 teams. Lost will get the takedown on easy. Vasco now losing a crazy amount of resources for those 2 squads. We see Noda with a great sight onto the players of Vasco, trying to take down, all opening and closing out the aim to get the better precision onto the players of Vasco. Hander will go down, but will take easy as well. And Vasco seems to be in the path of going down. 2 players already back on the lobby. 1 more of them is on the floor, and Noda finally goes down on the hands of Trap. Trap. If he confirms it, it is a record. Let's see if Cruzeiro will get the kill out on Noda. Trap comes over. He had the sights on Noda, and it's a new record in the kills, in a single player kills for a single week. Nice job by Trap, now setting his name on the history of LBFF. Let's see how Cruzeiro will get a good moment after that kill, if they will have the will to take this fight down. We see Giga putting Lost to the floor. He's forced to use the Chrono. Nice shot by Lost. Nice Kappa putting Giga to the floor. We see Real also fighting against Fluxo. CS will get Tattoo, and Rush will put Lost to sleep. Nice job, Cruzeiro once again, really aggressive, going for the fights and getting results out of it. Trap, he still rotates. He wants to go at with more than 21 kills. Real now will be eliminated by Fluxo. They will go back to the lobby after an average day. Real goes down in the 12th position for this fight against Fluxo. R7 tries to rotate, tries to find a good spot to fight by the plantation. By the other side of the river where Loud is right now. And K1 and Chronos still trying to hold Loud still alive in this matchup, Isa.
Yes, and of course Cruzeiro in a good position. Cruzeiro that is making an incredible day. Loud making their best way to hold their position, to hold their punctuation because they are in only 2 players. Let's see how K1 and Kron, look at where they are. That is a very interesting position. I don't think that you can get any more hidden than that.
Let's check out if that will pay off for them as we see Cruzeiro getting some cars to go for their usual rotation, to open up the space and go for their rotation, while Trap still tries to get information on the players of Loud. And that is it. Trap is the player with the most kills in a single round in the history of LBFF. 21 kills. The record is confirmed. He writes his name in the history of LBFF, Isa.
Yes, and we are going to see maybe he is going to catch one more elimination and set the record at 22. Let's see how many kills Trap is able to guarantee in this round because he is making LBFF history while they are in a great position and we still have 40 players alive fighting to get inside the safe zone to get a better position. Let's check it out if any teams are going to engage in any kind of confrontations at this point.
And you remember that this is our bet going at each other, right? I bet on Cruzeiro, you bet on Loud.
Oh, I did not remember that. Now I did. Now I do. But let's see. Maybe.
Trap with a lot of resources, 12 grenades, 4 ice walls, 7 med kits. Cruzeiro in a good spot right now to keep their position in plantation and fight for the remaining of the game. That's why they didn't go after Loud. The safe zone is really putting them in the middle of the game, and we'll get to see where the last safe zone will close out to. As we see Netshoes Miners also rotating to the edge of the safe zone. We have Fluxo by the edge, we have Gadunidas by the edge, and 00 Nation also by the edge. Vasco with their 2 remaining players by the edge as well. Let's see where the safe zone is going to close out to. To Cruzeiro.
Oh my
to
god.
Cruzeiro, to Loud, to Team Liquid, to the center of the plantation zone. And Fluxo takes off as quickly as possible because they know that they will have a tough job to get inside of this next safe zone. And they will use the gas. K1 now will try to reconnect with Kronos by the dam near the plantation. Let's see if he will be able to. But the teams now start to rush towards the center of the safe zone, Isa.
Yes, and a very interesting rotation for Fluxo. Fluxo that is making their way into the borders of the safe zone, which is probably the right call for them. But we are seeing Loud really making their recovery game. And of course, most teams are positioned and don't intend on fighting until the safe zone starts to shrink. But you see 00 Nation and before R.
They are, and they intersected themselves, and we see Lobato trying to get the grenades out onto the players of 00 Nation. They use their skills to protect themselves also before using the chrono over there to keep themselves alive, as we see Lucky God trying to come over, and Lobato is the one protecting this whole B4 squad. Let's see how Lucky God will fare off against this rush from before. Lobato tries to come over, and he will put Lucky God to the floor. But Fluxo joins the battle as well, and Fak gets the kill on Shinez. A triple for Fak right now, as we see Ousado putting Lobato to the floor, and also Netshoes Miners joining the fight. Before will be destroyed, and now it's a Fluxo versus Netshoes versus 00 Nation, and what a grenade by Cias! Getting the double kill. Now Fluxo has 8 and might go after the players from Netshoes Miners. Fluxo now the kill leaders of the map. Right there on the outdoors for you guys to see. Cias with an incredible grenade triple kill to get down the players from 00 Nation and before. Now we see Peusada leading the charge for this squad of Netshoes Miners, but Cias will put him now, will get the kill. Rick has only a bit of life left, and Japa BKR tries to go over the train. Natividade goes down, but Ousado goes down as well. Japa also goes to the floor. Frak tries to bring it back, and the Netshoes Miners will go down on the heads of who?
5 kills for Cias.
Cias once again bringing it down. He doesn't want Trap to take the record. He will take the record back in this map, if you don't believe it.
Oh
You
my
should
God.
remember it's CS. He had 10 kills. He needs 11 to tie trap, so he needs 6 more. It's doable for CS.
For CS, of course, we don't doubt anything, but Fluxo is probably going to have a calm path towards the safe zone that actually should in a region that is favorable for them. And while we say that, look at how many confrontations we are having on the safe zone.
Kronos stole the kill number 22 from Trap over Loiro from Vasco, and it leads the path open to CS.
Well, that's set for Trap.
I don't doubt anything coming from this man. Let's check this out because Fluxo is now rotating by the edge of the safe zone to try to get a good position by the plantation. Let's see how they will fare off. We see Trap once again rotating and trying to get a better position, and Cruzeiro will have to rush to the other side of the river because they will be left out of the safe zone and they will have to deal with Vasco, with Loud, with Liquid, a lot of teams on their path. Ousado leading the rush for Fluxo, once again going after the players from Vivoke. That guy will go to the floor. Or jump in from Ousado, putting Modestia to the floor. What a rush is Ousado doing here right now. Breaking out the ice and trying to get to the players of Evoke. 2 players down, and General will try to take out, but Ousado will finish off Modestia. The car will be exploded, and CS gets 1. 5 more for him to get the record.
Oh my God, 6 eliminations on the hands of CS already. And look at how many kills Fluxo has.
11 kills, 15 kills actually on the hands of Fluxo. They are going for the points. They want to have a lead wider than what they have right now. We see Ousado with 5, CS with 6, and Fak with 4 kills in this matchup. They know of the position of Team Liquid. They might go after the players from the horse.
Yes, and Team Liquid, while they are in the best position, the safe zone is shrinking, and it's going to reveal what will be the ultimate best position. And look, it has closed off into the full open field.
It's wide open, and Fluxo will have a clear sight on the teams getting to the center of that safe zone. If they keep themselves well positioned as they are right now, they will be able to see the teams rotating, which can be really dangerous. We see that Cruzeiro also tries to keep a good positioning. Kronos is still alive for Loud, the last player for this Loud squad. And we see R7 trying to come over and take the players from Nitrox. Boot will put Salis to the floor. He steals the kill from Cruzeiro. And look! The grenade launcher shot! A double grenade launcher shot eliminates the whole Team Liquid squad. Great job by God Unidas with a synchronized shot. And Trap will put CS to the floor. He wants the record. CS will not take it back. That's what Trap says. CS is back on its feet. Ousado now opening up to get some shots out onto the players of Cruzeiro. Giga using the space, and CS now puts Trap to the floor. Another shot! A double takedown by CS. He takes 3. He takes 3. Takes down.
Killing spree.
CS. Now he kills himself. It doesn't count, CS. If you killed yourself, it doesn't count. Now he has 8. He can go for the record, Isa. Only 3 more will put CS tied on the record of Trap. What an incredible moment right now. Loud will go down on the hands of Giga. Ousado puts Mike to the floor. CS gets the kill on Rigby. Gets the takedown on Rigby. And he will get the confirmation of the kill. 9 for him. Another grenade launcher shot coming out. He tries to take some more shots. Romeo will put Mike to the floor. CS will try to get one more, and Fak will take the kill. Now there is only Cruzeiro and Fluxo. Let's see if CS can tie this up. Japa BKR takes the shot down on Giga. There's only one player for CS to bring it down. Only Rush. He will not be able to get the record, but he might be able to get closer, and he does it!
God.
So it's a booyah! Fluxo! The double booyah came with an outstanding performance by CS. He almost tied the record that he was 10 kills behind. Oh my God, what a game this man had, and what a booyah with 21 kills for Fluxo.
21 eliminations and the booyah for Fluxo, which is going to take them so far up the leadership, no one's going to even be able to touch them. But of course, what were CS and Trap playing today, making all the records come true, and CS has the most eliminations in one single match for this split in the LBFF. 10 eliminations to his pocket and 33 points, the most points for one single match in this LBFF as well. So Fluxo breaking records, Trap breaking records. This really was an amazing round. And look, Cruzeiro, a great team today with 14 points alongside with God Unidas with 13.
It's just unbelievable to think that Trap had a whole great day and CS almost tied the record in one map. This man is out of this world. Another good game by Cruzeiro as well. The second team with the most points here today. We see got the second or the first team with the most points here today. God Unidas 13, Nitrox 10. We see Loud 10, Team Liquid with 7. And I'm mesmerized by what I've seen here in this map.
Yes, we have seen so many different records being broken, and how Fluxo, how CS, how Trap, how Cruzeiro are playing well. They are both aggressive teams, which might say a lot about the new metagaming. Are aggressive teams getting the best out of the game?
Check this out. This was the moment where Fox stole a kill from CS that was Giga. And CS might now be screaming at Fox so loud right now. Why did you... Actually, Japa, be careful. Why did you take that kill? He will be the kill leader's recordist still right now if he got that kill. And we gotta check out the standings because this Fluxo map sent them to 473
Oh my god.
points.
And look how many
Cruzeiro.
kills.
And look at Cruzeiro. In the 5th position, they started the day in the 10th position.
Yes, Cruzeiro making the run of their lives towards the top 5. Of course, they will not be playing in one day this week because they already played today, but Cruzeiro making an incredible performance. And look, we also have some other changes. Team Liquid has gone one spot up. They are right now in the 9th position, and Loud has also passed Los Grandes. Of course, Loud was able to make quite a good difference towards Tropa. They might be able to hold their position in the top 12 if Tropa isn't able to pass them in the next round they play. But of course, the bottom of the standings still remain basically the same. Netshoes Miners and 00 Nation with very hard, complicated days. But Netshoes Miners is a 50-point difference towards 00 Nation. It was bigger before.
No, it wasn't. Actually, 00 Nation scored 19 points and Netshoes Miners scored only 10 points.
Well, my bad then. So Netshoes Miners and 00 Nation still making their way out of the... Not 00 Nation, but Netshoes Miners still trying to make their way out of the relegation zone, and they are not being able to do it.
Not being able because they are actually not finding the way to play. They tried to change. The players brought Utrem, brought Peusada to the starting lineup for the last 3 maps of the day, and it just doesn't work right now for Netshoes Miners.
Yes, Netshoes Miners that needs a game style difference, a mindset difference if they want to get out of the relegation zone, because it is a team that is very strong technically. It is a team that has a lot of important names in the LBFF scenario, and they need to do better. But look at the MVP rankings.
It's just incredible what Trap did today. He went from not being on the list to being on the 2nd position, but CS is just unbelievable.
22 kills
22 kills.
of difference.
22 kills of difference and 20 only today for CS.
Oh my god, what Trap and CS are doing.
What is just unbelievable, it's that when you think about it, a player going for 20 kills, it's a one-of-a-kind thing. It's something that surprised. CS did it twice this season.
And we are still in the beginning of the season. We haven't even reached half of the season. But look at Trap, the MVP for Cruzeiro with 21 kills only today, 46%.
Almost 8,000 of damage for him today. 46% of the kills of the team. And the team of the day was indeed Cruzeiro. 88 points for them with a good regularity in all 3 maps.
Yes, great regularity. But look, Trap has 46% of the kills of his team. Look at this. Giga, R7, Rush. If you add up Giga and R7 skills, you don't get Trap skills.
It's just incredible. But 31, 39, 46 kills, which is a great number of kills for Cruzeiro. However, Fluxo still got more. 49 kills, 20 on the hands of CS Trap with 21. I've never seen such a list with the top killers of the day with so many kills.
Trap and CS basically owned the entire map. Together they had 41 kills, which means that they basically took down an entire map of players.
If you add Trap and CS, they scored more kills in this round than 10 teams of the rotation. They only didn't score more kills than the teams that they do belong to, which is Fluxo and Cruzeiro. It's just
Yes.
unbelievable.
Unbelievable day, historical day, setting records. So let's check it out with the sequence of booyahs, Marcelo.
We check out the sequence of booyahs with the double booyah going to Fluxo here today, and they were not on the top of the standings. They were not on the highlights of the day. So this was a really balanced day, and of course we are going to have a really balanced day tomorrow as well. 6 more maps coming up for you guys. Thank you guys for being here with us on the chat. Thank you guys for joining us on the discussion on our social medias at ffesportsbr.com, at ffesportsbr. I was going for a whole website and it's only a handle. And if you want to follow us, follow me at Marcelo Ferrantini, follow Isa at Isa13x. And Isa, once again, a huge pleasure to be by your side.
Huge pleasure to be here by your side and by the side of all of you guys that are watching our broadcast. This was an amazing day and I expect nothing less for tomorrow. So catch you there.
I catch you there, because of course we'll be here tomorrow at the same time, and we wait for you up above, because we're clear to take off. I see you tomorrow. It's time to drop.